All right, guys. What's up, Dan? Mimi, Sick, DS. What's up, team? All right, markets pulled it back a little bit today. Had some red yesterday, but then rebounded. Basically, ended flat yesterday. We got Tesla gapping up some. Tesla is at 193s or so. FRC gapped all the way up and then came all the way back down here. So FRC doesn't seem to be able to find strength if it wanted to, man. Right now, it is just struggling to hold. Everybody was super excited about it yesterday. It went up to $17 a share, and then it basically came all the way back down to 14 before the close. So we'll see what happens. Whew, I did not get enough sleep last night, man. Oh, all right, guys. Spy at 396. Hey, what's up, Raphael? What's up, Orkin? Hey, all good, brother. Nvidia is going to get absolutely crushed in quarter two, trading near 100 is my guess at some point. Yeah, I don't know, man. I know it's too extended for me to buy it up right now. You know. Like I know I'm not touching it where it's at right now, but I'm not saying it's bad either. I really don't know, man. I think it's a little bit too extended for my taste. Earnings aren't until late in May for Nvidia. All right, guys. So yeah, FRC at 14. So see if it bounces today. I'm gonna do a poll regarding it. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Johnny? What's up, man? I see you liking everything on Twitter. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, man. Whew. All right, guys. What's up, Jackson Jackson? What's up, Martin? What's up, Mark? DS? What's up, man? Beach Bum? What's up, dude? Do you think the news regarding other countries trading in currencies other than the dollar index is concerning? The reserve currency does traditionally change every 100 years or so. There's cause for concern. Maybe. I think it's certainly not good. You know, but let me let me. I think it's certainly not good. Um, yeah, I'm trying. I heard about it. It's no large countries yet, though, right? Like from what I heard, it was like a Middle Eastern country, um, which I don't know if necessarily like surprising, you know. Uh, you know what I mean? So like, is it good? No. Is it surprising? No, not really. Uh, so I mean, it wasn't it just a Middle Eastern country? Maybe I'm wrong. What's the news on? Let me look up the news. Yeah, I feel you, Was. It's all good, bro. Like I said, you can shill Bitcoin. It's all right, bro. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm just saying, you know, it's all good. What are the levels to watch after 2 and 50? Oh, what are you talking about? Bitcoin at oh, I gotta wake up, man. I didn't get enough sleep. I'll just be honest about it. The market closed green today. Yes or no? We're just gonna keep the poll sweet and simple like that. And we're gonna get some music playing too. All right, let me see. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Yeah, I'm looking at the YouTube creator music section. All right, guys. So yeah, let's see if the spy goes green. Hey, what's up, Snow? What's up, Car? What's my favorite music or band? Um, honestly, man, I don't really have a favorite. Uh, lately I've been going with like 90s, kind of like early 2000s rock. Um, like Offspring and Rise Against, and a little bit of like AFI, which is a little bit more poppy rock, but it's still good. Um, Bush, like old 90s Bush is good. But then I'll also listen to rap too, to be honest. I'll listen to like, you know, rap. I'll listen to a lot of Louisiana music because I'm from Louisiana. So I'll listen to a lot of like Baton Rouge rappers because that's my hometown. That's where I'm from. And then I'll also go a little bit heavier with it and go with like Avenged Sevenfold or System of a Down and stuff like that. So I'll listen to a little, and then I'll also go really old with it too. I'll go Creedence Clearwater, old rock, Tom Petty, John Denver a little bit. So I do a little bit of everything, to be honest. All right, let me get the music playing here. I wish I could listen to some of it on stream, but they have the creative music, and I haven't found one artist that I've actually like really wanted to listen to on there. I've checked for artists, none of them are like they don't have any. Uh, yeah, the lead singer of AFI is a freaking That dude, man. Honestly, it's like some of it's good. It's a little bit too sad for me to listen to on the regular. Like I like "Girls Not Gray," you know, like that's a good kind of old school punk rock kind of song from the early 2000s. Like that's good. But like the rest of it is a little bit too sad for me. Like I'm not really a big like I listen to some emo stuff, but the rest of it's too sad for me, you know. Uh, but it's some of it's good, you know. It's all right, Carr. Listen, we know you think the market's going to crash, brother. But to be fair here, again, just to be honest, I've had people telling me the market was going to crash every day for 6 months. And maybe they're right, bro. I'm not discounting them being right. Maybe they're right. But I can't just believe it at this point in time because they've said it every day and it ain't happened yet. In fact, the market's actually done the opposite of the last 6 months. And so, yeah. Yeah, for sure. He definitely is out there. Yeah, all you gotta do is Google him, and you'll see he's kind of out there. But you know, like I said, it's kind of good music. Some of it, you know. But I guess that's kind of how it goes, you know. Y'all can hear the music, right? You should be able to now, I think. Car, man, get out of here, bro. Neo, what are you guys watching today? Again, I know I started the stream a little bit later, man. I'm just running out of energy, dude. I got no sleep last night. Ugh. Yeah. Okay, good, bro. Trek just sent me an email. Finally, bro. Thank you, Trek. They sent me an email. My license is inactive, but my license is back reinstated. My real estate license, that is. So now I got a back reinstatement. Thank you, Trek. Hey, better. I sent them a money order and money and all this stuff. I'll try to get that active sometime over the next week. Already been fingerprinted. No, I haven't seen the new John Wick movie. Music's good. All right, cool. No, I haven't seen it. Honestly, if I'm being honest, I watched the first John Wick movie and I couldn't get into the other ones, man. The gimmick fell away pretty quickly. I know I'm probably like one. I know I get it. They might be great, but I never was able to watch 2, 2 and 3. And so I watched the first one. I thought the first one was great. I've watched the first one many times. But like I never got to see the other ones. I started watching them and my ADD just made it damn near impossible for me to finish it. The last time I tried watching them, I just couldn't, you know. Yeah, for sure, man. I'm running on low energy. Yeah, I mean, again, the first one was good. I just never finished it. You know. All right, the first one was good. I finished the first one. The first one was great. Great premise, great execution, just good movie, man. The good character. What it was good character development, is what it was. So like good character development. The first one, it made you care about him. You loved the dog, and then it, built that character. And then, the whole movie was just good. It made you respect the dad, the dad trying to protect his son. Like, it was just a good movie. But again, I just my ADD stopped me from watching the other ones, and I'm usually a big movie person. But there was something about the second one that did not grab my interest very fast. Like I just wasn't that into it. FRC is starting to bounce up a little bit here. So Alibaba Group is planning to split its business into 6 main units covering e-commerce, media, and the cloud. The company said on Tuesday, adding that each yeah, maybe we're overbought in a bubble, bro, but like maybe we're not too. I don't know. Like, again, I try not to be I try not to act for sure in anything like that because I really don't know. Like I think there's a lot of people that have been screaming fire over the last 6 months. A lot of people. And I have been very contrarian in that regard, where I basically said, hey, look, we don't necessarily have to crash. And honestly, it was a big risk for me to stand that way. Because if we would have crashed, everybody would have been like, aha, see? And they would never let me hear the end of it. The problem there is that I was actually right, so far at least, that we haven't needed to crash. The market has not crashed. The market's been very sideways when a lot of other people are telling everybody the sky's falling. I've been sitting here saying, hey, the sky might not necessarily fall. And again, I've been right, And so to hear the same thing day in and day out, again, generally when we get big crashes, not everybody's pumping a big crash, They usually happen when nobody else really expects them. You might have a few outliers, but that's not what we have here. We got most people that I see, at least in terms of trading in this channel, are bearish, I would say. At least a lot of them are. And so I think that's a little bit different than normal, typical crash situations. But again, it is possible we do crash. I'm not saying we don't. I'm just saying it's not a complete certainty over the next month or two. Maybe we crash after that. Maybe we crash before that. If we do crash, it's going to be from this banking problem that we have going on right now. That's going to trickle into other things. And that is what, that is what could happen. But again, we'll have to wait and see what goes down. What's up, Pawn? Yeah, could be that too, Chris. Hey, what's up, Twin? The 6 units will include cloud, commerce, local services, smart logistics, digital commerce, group, and digital media. Yeah, but Carl, what you got to understand is that, what you guys, what you got to understand though is that sometimes small banks fail and it doesn't cause a market crash, man. If anything, it kind of reinforces the big banks sometimes. And so sometimes small banks fail without necessarily dragging everything else down in that sector. Sometimes it trickles into everything, but not always, man. And I guess that's the point. Looking at our poll, we asked people, does the market close green today? 51% said no, 49% said yes. Yeah, but I'll put it this way, man. The easiest way to explain this is that over the last, 2 months, you've been coming in here saying the market crash is imminent, and yet we are still where we are. You can You can isolate one weak sector in banking and use that to justify the crash, and maybe we do. But at this point, you've been wrong. And so I think at a certain point, we can bring intelligence up, but you know, we haven't crashed, uh, and so in fact, over the last 6 months, we've actually moved up in the market. I think, yeah, we're green in the last 6 months in the market. So I mean, but it's been very choppy, that's for sure. We're getting to the point now where we're almost choppy on the year. Within a month or two, if we stay within this range, we're going to be sideways on the year. It's no longer going to be a bearish year or a red year, and so maybe we crash. I'm not saying we don't. I really don't know, but we haven't crashed yet. That's all I know. And listen, if y'all are in money, okay, got you. Let me check pawn. My bad, man. Yeah, so somebody mentioned this one, FCNA. What is it? It is, my bad, it is FCNCA. So First Citizen Bank shares ripped up yesterday after the company's agreement to assume all deposits and loans on Silicon Valley Bank from the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. And to understand what happened with Silicon Valley, the banks that failed were banks that took a lot of risky positions, like some really sketchy positions, to be honest. I mean, that's just what they did. And so it's a good sign that you got other banks buying these banks up and specifically insuring their deposits, because what's gonna trickle into everything else is if the deposits are not insured. If people held money in these companies with deposits, I don't really care about shares. If you bought shares of Silicon Valley, I mean, that was your speculative investment, and that happens. But depositors are a different story. The fear that would come if depositors didn't get paid back is up there, I think. And so I think this is a good sign. Yeah. And you can see First Citizen Bank share rip it up over the last couple of days. Somebody brought this to my attention yesterday. I actually didn't realize it was a bank stock. I did kind of miss out on that news. I think I told him it was a little bit too volatile for me to trade, and I still think it probably was. I mean, I'm not going to buy this, but it's good to see in banking. This thing gapped up from, fives all the way to nines. So it's up like 40%, or it's up like 80%, or whatever that is, whatever percentage that is. But it's a big percentage, and that's a good sign for First Citizen Bank share and for, the Silicon Valley problem. Good talking point, but yeah, you can see this thing flying up. All right, so today we have retail and wholesale inventories at 8:30. We got consumer confidence data at 10. Yeah, it looks like they finally reactivated my real estate license. Not reactivated, it's still not active, but it's what they call inactive right now. So I just have to find a broker to work with. If you look at the 3-month crashes coming, we're in a bullish retrace on the monthly. Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, the world above a technical indicator long term does not necessarily mean crash, bro. The technicals are, I'm not saying they're completely irrelevant, but the more you zoom out, the less relevant technicals are, and fundamentals tend to trump technicals in every way in terms of reaction and movement. And again, it doesn't mean that technicals are useless. I, of course, trade technicals every day, but saying a crash is certain because of a technical pattern, I'm not saying you're wrong, man. Maybe that happens, but I'm not going to really believe it until I see it, I think. But again, I mean, I'm not really. I cut the rest of my Disney trade yesterday, guys. So that's something I do want to talk about. I did sell Disney yesterday. I cut it. I made money on it. You know, I sold Disney at like 90s, at the high 90s yesterday. Disney was pumping up. I sold it midday. So I sold it at like 95.50, I think, for Disney. Just locked in a little bit more profit on the day. All right, guys. Yeah, thank you for hitting the like button. Hey, what's up, Mike? Hey, guys, wish you guys a successful trading day. No matter what will happen, there's money to be made. Greetings. Hey, what's up, dude? Good morning, man. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate the support. E-mini about to break 4,000. Yeah, I mean, it's right around that level now. SPY at 395. Nothing too crazy yet, though. Oh, look, I forgot I could do this. Why don't they just make it drag and drop, bro? Like, that's what I want. Like, freaking drag and drop it. Like, let me drag this thing wherever I want to put it. Yeah. There we go. Like, let me weatherman it. You see right there? SPY break it down right over this area here, you know? I think this can be useful because I could do stuff like this. I can do stuff like this. Right here, you can see Tesla testing that previous closing price over in this area. You know, you see the light blue line. That's the previous closing price for Tesla. It's the level at which it goes from red to green, green to red. Very important milestone level in that chart. And yeah, we'll see if we end up holding over or under that specific level. But interesting milestone level on the chart. Do you trade the 5 minute and the AM? I trade a little bit of everything. It's mixed between 1 and 5 minute. All right, there's the market breaking down here. Anybody see those circle in the sky videos and what they're supposed to be Moscow? It's so hard to tell though, dude. Because like, to be honest, computer graphics and editing has gotten so good to where you can literally fake a lot of the stuff. You know? Yeah, and it's sad to hear about the Nashville stuff. Nashville stuff's horrible, man. Mm. Man, it's terrible. Yeah, again, I'm not really buying anything. It's not really a large enough pullback to make me interested in buying up stuff in that regard either. Like the next dip buy I'm looking for Microsoft to dip down to like 260s, but who knows when that's going to ultimately be. I cut my Disney trade yesterday because I mean we were green, and you guys know me, like I'm very quick with cutting my trades. You can kind of see what I do here. It's actually kind of cool to look at my trading graph for Disney here, where you can kind of see the edge I play here. And let me put a longer term chart up, see what that looks like. Yeah, it really is kind of cool to see the edge that I do here. Clearly an edge in my trades for Disney. That's cool. Yeah, we'll see if the SPY holds. Again, let's watch 395. I think that's like the biggest milestone level here, 395 or so. There's 395s right there. Again, we'll see if it holds. What's Credit Suisse doing now? Credit Suisse down at 84, 85. I just don't trust it. I could buy the SPY dip. Part of me wants to buy this up. Hey, thank you, Mark. I appreciate it, brother. We got a really nice comment the other day, and I appreciate the support. Like the comment that we got the other day was this. Somebody said, your channel has matured a lot in the past couple years. Smart, conservative trading is very profitable. Nice to see you not getting distracted with the latest shiny object. Great job. On AMC and the other meme stocks, dumping them and moving on was the best decision I've made as a trader. I took a big loss when I sold, but I've already made quite a bit by freeing up that capital to trade realistically. Thank you. Yeah, so I mean, I think my channel has matured a lot. Like I think I went from like meme stocks to investing and like careful trading. I've always been very careful. Like I really have. I've always been careful with how I trade because I think that's the only way to trade. I don't think there's a really good way to trade outside of. I think there's edges in the market, but I think if you're gonna day trade, you have to be conservative with that too. I think that the biggest mistake people make is that like people look at day trading and they think that it's just a get rich quick scheme, and like a large majority of people are going to fail. And I think if I'm honest with traders, I can have the best of both worlds, which is what I do with this channel. Like, I think I can tell traders the truth and still make money on the backside, which is ultimately what I'm doing. Like, I'm telling traders the honest truth. It's sometimes not fun to hear, but I think people have more respect for me because of that. And I can just be honest with people and let them make their own decisions. I can tell them I'm biased in my sponsor's favor and all that stuff. And I think that's okay, What happened to Lamar Jackson? Did I miss some Lamar Jackson news? Oh, man. Oh, Lamar Jackson says he requested a trade. I get it, bro. Get out of the Ravens, dude. I think Lamar's great. He could win some more. He could win some Super Bowls, but I think he's been on the Ravens for long enough, man. I get it, bro. He's trying to win him a ring, and let him. Like, I get it. The Ravens are gonna be sad about it, but to be honest, man, he's been over there struggling to make the playoffs for a while now. Let the Saints get him. Please let the Saints get Lamar. Saints, pick up Lamar, bro. I know we did the draft, I think, or I don't know if we drafted some. Let me see. I haven't been following the Saints off season, but let the Saints pick up Lamar, bro. That's who they need to do. Saints, get on that, man. Hey, thanks, Mark. Bad risk management. Yeah. I mean, let them leave for money too, bro. I mean, listen, football is one of those sports that you play long term, you're gonna be punch drunk in your later years. So, like, I think football players get a lot of hate, but I think that CTE is a real thing, and I think that a lot of these guys are gonna have it when they get older. And so they are giving up literal years of their life to play football. And I think that they need to be paid well. If I was playing, bro, I'd want to get paid well too. And I'm not saying he's not getting paid well. What did he make last year? Yeah, I mean, you can't get mad at Lamar for this, bro. I mean, he's just optimizing his income, dude. Anybody in the world is gonna do this, bro. I mean, again, unless if the Ravens were like the Patriots, 10 years ago, or Patriots 5 to 10 years ago, that would be different, right? But they're the Ravens. Like, he's trying to make his money. Let him make his money, bro. Honestly, I get it. I can't really knock Lamar for it. Make his money, man. I'm not mad at that. Yeah, but the Ravens have had him for years, man. How long has he been on the Ravens? Yeah, the Ravens have had him for 5 years, man. They've took their time. They still haven't made that many playoffs. Like, he's got to go, What's up, Chris? All right, guys. So yeah, markets break it down a little bit. We do have the bank, FC, NCA, Tesla consolidating. I'm tempted to buy stuff up, and I might buy up a couple things in a minute or two. but all right, guys. So it is Tuesday. Tomorrow, I don't think we got. I think we got like PMI data tomorrow. It's a slow couple days. This is the slowest part of the month that we got on this channel, and that's all right. But tomorrow we got pending home sales at 10. Literally nothing going on, man. This is probably slowest week out of the whole month. The week certainly starts to pop back up at the end of this week. Thursday and Friday this week are big. Next week we got some big stuff, and then the week after that is even bigger. So we got GDP Thursday, jobless claims Thursday, PCE data Friday. So we can trade a little bit. Oh, man, I was just about to buy some of the SPY here, and it bounced. That's all right. That's all good, you know. Wait, he made 32. He was offered 133. So he was offered $133 for 3 years. So he basically was offered 45. Or was he offered 33 a year for 3 years? So he's basically offered like 44 mil a year. Hey, thank you, Mark. All good, brother. Yeah, man, no worries. I think Coinbase is interesting. 133 million? Yeah, I understand. And that's good money for sure. But I mean, listen, I guess the point is like to defend Lamar Jackson here. I think the point is that if it would be different if it was like the Patriots in the early 2000s, in the mid 2000s. It would be different if like he was on like a winning team that was making it to the playoffs every year, that was really pushing towards a Super Bowl. That would be different. You know, he's not. You know what I mean? And so in that situation, he's got to look at it like, okay, should I stay with this team and make less money and probably still not make it to the playoffs? Or should I switch teams, make more money, and maybe have a better chance of making it to the offseason? That's where, you know, making it to the postseason. That's what he's looking at, I'm sure. And I can't really knock him for that. Like, make his money. I'm kind of bummed out. I wanted to buy the SPY on this pullback. I wanted to buy the SPY on this dip, and I just didn't. Yeah, bro. If you got out where you should, it's a W. Right, for sure, Kieran. You know. Yeah, I mean, the biggest skill you could ever have is your ability to take profit and cut losses. You see me take profit super fast because, again, I've noticed that, like, here's the look at Tesla. Tesla just dipped. I don't know if this is like a, yeah, look at Tesla fall right now. So Tesla just fell. I'm going to use my new layout adjuster thing. Tesla just fell. Look at the drop right there. So Tesla just dipped all the way under the previous closing price. It's pulling back to test it now. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, so the best skill you can have, one of the best ones, what I've noticed is like you could get out, you could always get back in a trade. That's the mindset trick that I've used to kind of make it easier for me to take profit, cut losses, do whatever I need to do. I can always jump back in a trade. You know, I don't need to have the perfect entry and exit. I could always get in and out and in and out. And some of my best trades are when I get faked out and then I immediately jump right back in and make money. Those are some of my best trades where I say, oh, got faked out. I'm right back in it. We'll see what happens. And then that trade ends up going for me. And so I think, again, I think it's one of the ways the PDT rule really hurts traders because it makes them unable to really fulfill their full plan of trading because they have to be even more careful about when they cut it or when they take profit because they only have a limited number of trades. Well, it's not about getting injured, Kieran. He's gonna get signed up by another team, bro. Yeah, I feel him. I'd leave the Ravens too, man. The Ravens, I always like watching them just for Lamar, but I think that's the point, and he understands that point, which is that like he's gonna make people tune in. You got to give Lamar his money, man. Like I said, he's getting old, bro. He I'm sure wants to win a ring. I'm sure he wants to make as much money as he can, and I'm not mad at that. Let him do his thing. I don't really sell puts, bro. There's no way I sell puts. Puts are risky. Stocks can go up an infinite amount. And so I'm not really a big puts person. I might buy puts. Your stocks can go down an infinite amount, is what I meant to say. Ross Ulbricht, the creator of Silk Road, made a post. How was he posted on Twitter, by the way? He said, I was arrested at the age of 29, and today I turned 39. I've lost my 30s to prison. During that time, I've done my best to learn from my mistakes, better myself, and help others do the same. I hope someday I can make amends as a free man as well. Bro, you ain't never getting out, dude. Yeah, I'm not even saying you shouldn't. I kind of think you should. But, like, bro, you are never getting out, sir. I hate to say it, but like, do y'all think Ross Ulbricht is ever going to get out of jail? I don't think so. Personally, myself, I just don't think he's going to. Yeah, for sure, Mark. 100%, brother. PDT rule. All right, Tesla basically bounced immediately right back. Look, you can see a dip, and then it basically just rebounded really quickly there. So Tesla bouncing all the way back up. Yeah, it's an example. I hope he gets out. Like I said, I'm for it, bro. Ross's problem is simple. He just got greedy, man. That dude could have rode off into the sunset. He had millions in Bitcoin. He could have retired, But he put too much pride in that. And pride is what got him, man. A tale as old as time. Anyways, SPY rejecting at 396. Let's see if we bounce. Part of me wants to buy the dip, and I wanted to buy the dip down here. I just kind of stopped myself from it. We'll see if I can have the next opportunity to buy the dip. I'll see. All right, look at Tesla back up to 192. SPY still falling down some, and again, maybe I'll buy this dip, maybe. All right, guys, pulling down a little bit on the SPY. What's the next dip buy for you guys to buy up here? What do you guys think? All right, Tesla back up to 192.10s. Hey, what's up, Aldrin, Kieran? Someone please buy puts at the market open to float the Q. Your view on gold and silver sell side. Hey, what's up, MS? I'm good, brother. I'm good, man. I hope you're doing well, dude. My view on gold and silver is pretty simple. Good long-term hedge. Good hedge against potential crash fear. You know, like I like gold and silver. If you want to hedge, if you think the market's going to crash, gold and silver is probably what you want to buy. There's some other stuff you could essentially hedge with, but those are a couple things that work. They also keep up with inflation fairly well long term. Yeah, hold on 1 second. I'm going to mute this 1 second. All right, guys. So yeah, Tesla back up to VWAP. Man, has anybody followed this poker drama with Garrett Aldenstein, I think is his name, versus Robbie and the cheating scandal at Hustler's Casino? Did anybody follow that, man? That's some crazy stuff, dude. Honestly, didn't she call with like Jack 4? Like she call off like a huge bet with Jack 4 where she had nothing and still won? Incredibly suspect hand, man. She obviously cheated. She knew somebody in the back room who was slipping her card information somehow, is almost certainly what was going down. And so Garrett Aldenstein basically saying, hey, look, I'm not refunding her any money. And you wouldn't either. And again, understandable, Yeah, it's some pretty obscure stuff. If you don't like poker, if you don't like poker, you're not going to really understand what I'm talking about. And that's all good. All right, guys. So SPY rebounded here. I never ended up buying the dip. I wanted to buy the dip, but I never got the opportunity to. It bounced up too fast for me to really get involved with it. Can I repeat the names? Let me. G-Man Poker. Just to make sure I'm not butchering his name. G-Man Poker is his Twitter handle. His name is Garrett Adelstein. Basically, what the poker scandal I'm talking about was this, right? So, and you can find the video on YouTube or wherever you want to find it. But basically, he was playing a huge hand. Like in this hand, I believe it was worth at least tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, on one specific hand in poker, right? And so he was playing at this live streaming casino called Hustler's Casino, and this person Robbie, basically in poker, right? With these big casinos, there's a lot of speculation that the cards are rigged and that there's worries about it and that they're essentially working with the casino in the back, and so they essentially know what cards somebody has. Maybe they have wires, maybe they do these subtle signals that they train and they coach each other to do, and all that stuff. And I'm not saying that's what Hustler Casino is doing. I don't think Hustler Casino as an organization was behind it. My guess is that the Robbie, she probably infiltrated somebody there and got them to slowly, like somebody in the news room or one of the employees there, maybe one of the dealers, and got them to signal, something. But basically, what happened was that she called with a hand that she should never call with. Like, he put a huge bet out there, and she called with like Jack 4, which she had nothing. Like, so she called a bet with nothing where she knew she had nothing. And it's a very specific situation where she didn't raise as a bluff. If she raised as a bluff, it would be more understandable, right? If she raised, that's arguable. Like, hey, I was just trying to bluff him off the hand, right? She didn't do that. She literally just straight called with nothing and then won. And so it was such a unique situation. A lot of people looked at that and was like, yo, she is cheating for sure. I don't know how she did it, but I think it's pretty obvious she did. But again, maybe not. I don't know for sure. Just speculating, guessing. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys even know anything about it. But yeah, it was a big thing in poker. To her credit, she did give all the money back. I think she realized how much heat she was going to get for that call. And so, but it's this weird poker drama. It's not about call luck. Yeah, no way she makes that call without insider information. No way. Like, anybody that understands poker understands. That's why it's such a big thing. Like, we could argue, oh, well, she just made the call and got lucky. No, man, why would she call? That's the problem, is that there's no reason to call that hand. I'll put it this way. Jack 4 offsuit is not a reasonable hero call there. It's just not. Like, nobody's going to hero call with Jack 4 offsuit. I don't care how good they are. I don't care what skill they have. Nobody's calling that bet with Jack 4 offsuit, man. And again, it's a difference between raising and calling. There's a huge difference. Raising, you could argue it's a bluff. Calling means that, like, you think Jack 4 is good there, which nobody in their right mind would ever call that, So it's just interesting. But, again, market's starting to bounce back. Tesla all the way back over the 200 EMA, over the volume weighted average price at 192.30s here. 192.30s. Still ripping up big. Looking at our poll, we did a poll, 255 votes. 53% say yes, the market closes green. 47% say no. I'm looking for some dip buys. I just don't think I have anything yet. The SPY is not quite down enough for my interest here. I did get on the wait list for Google Bard, and so I am kind of waiting for that to show up now. Funny thing is, no pro player calls that, but also no pro player cheats. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I mean, again, as a poker player myself, man, there's no way anybody in their right mind's making that call, bro. I would never make that call. That call is so far outside the normal range of calling hands right there that the entire poker community basically was like, yo, that is weird, Again, I don't know if she worked with somebody. My guess is that she worked with somebody that works on the media team that sees the whole cards. So, like, my guess is she's working with some of the announcers in some way, or she had a way to hear the announcers or signal what the announcers were saying back to her. That's my guess. There's some type of way to do that, I think, and that's probably what went down, And then I think she probably underestimated how suspect it would look, and so play damage control as soon as it happened. That's my guess, but who knows, man? Again, I'm speculating. SPY bouncing back at 396 is right underneath the volume weighted average price. Tesla kind of helping drag the market back up some. So Tesla all the way back up to 192.40s here. Car, man, listen, I'm gonna give you one warning here, man. You're coming across as kind of antagonistic, brother. You know what kind of trader I am, and again, I get it. You're bearish. I understand, but no offense, Car, but you've been saying the same thing every day for 2.5 months now, and the market has gone up over that period of time. And so I've sold almost all my swing trades. I'm pretty flat in everything. I just don't short the market like that. I don't hold shorts long term. I don't buy short term extension. I don't short term extension on the upside, mainly because in terms of extension, upside extension is usually a little bit less reliable. You know, the market can effectively push up for days and days, and it can drop for days and days as well. But it's not something where I short the SPY almost ever on a longer, like over a day's period of time. Like I might day trade short, but just with my specific style, I just don't short the market and hold for days. If I want to profit on the downside, I think there's better ways to do it. And again, I just think that in the end, bears have been saying the same thing every day for months, and it hasn't happened yet. And maybe it happens, but you know, I think at a certain point you got to say, okay, well, maybe the market's more resilient than we think. Yeah, I mean, Kieran says, why do people criticize your style? It makes profit and it's none of their business. Yeah, for sure. I mean, because people are emotional about directions, you know, generally. And again, Carr, I'm not trying to shoot shots at you. Just understand, like, look, I have seen you be really distraught over big moves up and down. To where you're getting upset when we have big moves up, or where you're saying that you've lost money. And so I think I think you got to take a step back and be less emotional about specific directions. You know, again, if it's to a point now where you're in such a big position that like you kind of treat anybody on the other side as your enemy, then you're probably trading too large, brother. You know, and maybe we drop. The reason I buy pullbacks, just to clarify though, and this is a good lesson, to be honest, guys. Like the lesson is this, okay? I buy pullbacks in large blue chip companies. The reason I buy pullbacks in large blue chip companies is simple. It's because if I hold those companies long enough, regardless of what happens in terms of short-term fluctuations, I'll still probably be green. All right, that is the main difference. Is that if I hold these things long enough, despite what happens in the short term, I will still probably come out ahead the longer I hold it. Yeah, I think the biggest, I think, okay, I think you got a lot of traders who believe in the short side, and I think that's fine to do. But I think holding blue chips on the short side long term is a sucker's bet, man. And again, maybe I'm wrong. It's just my own, but I think you got to understand the real way the markets move. You know, like the S&P 500 gives you on average 8 to 12% a year, right? That's a big edge. That's a big edge. And so I'm not necessarily in the business of betting against that edge. You know, I think that's one of the worst things you could ever do is bet against that long-term edge. Now, short-term, you can bet on crashes. You can bet on market weakness. You can profit on the downside, and that's all good and fine. I'm not against that. I'm not mad at that. I understand it completely and respect all different types of traders. But I think when you zoom out, if you're trying to hold blue chip healthy companies long term on the short side, that is a terrible idea. Because, again, you're trading against the biggest edge the market gives you. And I get it. Michael Burry, big short. Everybody wants to be a short genius. I understand. But, like, I'm going to go with the easy edge in the market. And I think I'm betting it on probabilities, which is just long-term edge. And I think that's the smartest way to approach it. I can buy up Disney when it hits low 90s, like I did a couple days ago. I can buy up Google when it hits low 90s. I can wait for sustained pullback, or not sustained. I can wait for large pullback short term and establish good positions in blue chips. And if it goes against me short term, if it pulls down, if it continues to drop, I can just hold it. Disney is going to, if you look back objectively, do you really think Disney is going to stay under $90 for an extended period of time? Probably not. My guess is in 5 years, Disney will be at $170, $180 a share. Maybe less, maybe more. I don't know. But same thing with Apple. Same thing with Microsoft. Microsoft, a little bit more nuance to it. But the point is, I'm going to look at long-term edge. And again, I think when you have enough money to do that, that's where you get the biggest growth. You use compound interest and you just kind of let your account stair step year after year. That's what you do. Now, if you're day trading, you can do whatever you want. And I certainly short day trading. I wanted to buy this dip on the SPY too. I just didn't. Should have. Market's ripping up. Tesla dragging it back up almost to 193s. Baba? Yeah, it isn't Baba branching out into all these different business types or something. Yeah, Baba rip it up. I don't trust Baba either, though. I don't know if it's optimistic. I think the market. I think the big edge in blue chips is that the market's going to go up long term. I think even if we crash in between, then the people who lose the most on crashes are people who sell. And so unless you're directly like near term needing to retire and take that money out or whatever it is, then the best move is usually just to sit dollar cost average if you can in large caps and just kind of wait. Now, again, I've said this a million times and it's true. You don't do this with mid caps. Mid caps are completely different. And I think a lot of traders mix up mid caps and blue chips. Like mid caps are, you're playing a very dangerous game doing that with mid caps. Why? Because you get stuff like BYND. You get stuff like Peloton. You get terrible companies that go from $150 down to $7 in a year or two. All right. That is why you don't do it with mid caps. Mid caps probably lose traders more money than anything else in terms of long-term holding. More than penny stocks, maybe even, because I think they just have more. You got more people who are quote unquote investing into these mid caps. And I think mid caps are just risky. They're not established companies. Like the reason Disney makes sense is because Disney's been around for a freaking century. The reason Apple makes sense is because you can take a step back, look at Apple and the impact it has on the world, and understand that Apple's going to be around in 5 years, and it's probably going to be fine. If you do the same thing with Peloton, it's not so sure. You do the same thing with BYND, it's not so sure. And so I think that's the thought process you have to go in whenever you are looking for dip buys and being bullish. Baba breaking highs. Again, they're branching out into like 5 different subsets. And yeah, like Pawn said, he's short biased. And that's all right. I'm not against shorts. I'm really not. Just be careful if you are shorting stuff. If I was going to short stuff, what I would short is mid caps. I think there's some obviously inflated mid caps out there that are just too expensive. They're just too high in price. They're just never going to hold. Like find the Pelotons out there in mid caps. Peloton's already too down to really capitalize on it. But like think about if you had a put option on PTON, like a long-term put option on this thing. You would be making huge sums of money. It's too late, though. It's already down to under $10 a share now. But again, you put up a weekly chart. these are the stocks that I would be shorting if I really wanted to short. These are the stocks that if I really wanted to short, this is what I would, you know, because again, you just have obvious, like BYND, same thing. BYND going from 220s, 240s down to $15. You know, that's where the short opportunity is, in my opinion, is these stocks. You know, maybe penny stocks as well if you can. But this is where the opportunity lies in shorting, in my opinion. Is looking for overpriced, overhyped mid caps. You know, relatively recent mid caps to stocks that have gone from, you know, nothing to something very quickly. You know, those are the stocks that I think are the most powerful to short. Not Apple or Disney or Google or Amazon. Those are silly to short, in my opinion, long term. But again, maybe short term you'll get some fluctuations and downward pressure. I don't know. But that's at least that's the way I trade. That is my mindset with everything. So yeah. Yeah. How's Hood doing, bro? I haven't even looked at Robinhood. Man, Hood down to 850s. Robinhood is one of those ones where I was super excited about when it first came out, and then it turned on the ape community, and then it was just a long road down. Well, yeah, I mean, regardless of that heavy, and again, I get it, but regardless of Cisco or whatever, you know, weakness or strength happened, Cisco got hyped up in the online boom. And again, despite all that, like regardless of that, Cisco still did okay. You know what I mean? And so I think one of the obvious things that you have to do with stuff like this is diversify. You got to diversify. You know, I think diversifying into these companies, you don't want to just bet it all on one. You know, it's really easy to isolate one example of this that didn't work. But I'll put it this way, it's incredibly rare. You know, like the other example you brought up was IBM. And, you know, IBM eventually ripped all the way back up to 206, hit that in 2013. And so even the ones that fail still do pretty well, man. And so I think the point here is that everyone's not going to work out perfectly. But if the worst examples are relatively break even over a 20-year period, that proves my point, man. If the worst examples that people can bring up of a blue chip failing are break even stocks over the last 20 years, that's a pretty good edge, in my opinion, no? You know what I mean? Like, think about if you diversified into all the blue chips. You know, the ones that didn't work broke even. The ones that did work did what, 10, 15x over a 20-year period? But that's the point, is that you diversify. Even the ones that don't work, you could still probably break even for them long term. The ones that do work are going to certainly compensate for that. And so it's just diversification. It's one of the biggest, you know, the biggest things you should be doing is diversifying. Sorry, my wife is up. She's messaging me. She's up early. I'm saying, hey, what are you doing awake? All right, guys, SPY testing that previous closing price. I wanted to buy the dip way down here, and I just didn't. I should have. You guys heard me talk about it. I wanted to buy that dip, and then we bounced back. Tesla is kind of one of the things that helped drag us back here, too. AMC, still struggling. GameStop. Honestly, I'm curious about something here. I'm surprised people aren't shorting GameStop. It's HTB. What do the put options look like? Here's Google. Disney. And again, we sold Disney yesterday. Spy testing that previous closing price. I might buy this dip now. We'll buy up a little bit. I'll take 50 shares here, the SPY. Yeah, does anybody see any yeah, it's been hard to find news on that about the dollar stuff. I've been trying to find some. I just haven't seen any. It's almost like there's no news. All right, guys. So again, we did buy a little bit of the SPY here. I'm just kind of sitting in it now. We'll see what happens. Disney at 96 is here. I could have held it a little bit longer. Tesla pulling back. I could consider buying Tesla. All right, guys. All right, so we'll see if we get a bounce. We got the 200 EMA right below the SPY right now. Yeah, about the bond thing. Yeah, I feel you, Corey. I get it, dude. 94 should be resistance area on Baba. Yeah, man, Baba flying up today. They had that big news that came out. And so yeah, we'll see if we get anything good moving forward. Let me get the music started for Baba. It'll be interesting to see, you know. All right, guys. SPY at 396.30s here. 396.30s. Yeah, did y'all hear about the 23-year-old crypto king who basically blew all of his investors' money, dude? What are these kids thinking, bro? Like I get who actually buys this stuff. Like, y'all have to understand how it really is. Like, you got a large percentage of people. Who basically just spend a bunch of money to look really luxurious, right? They spend a lot of money on supercars. They spend a lot of money on luxurious things. They rent mansions. A lot of it is leased or renting. And they just want to look successful, and then they take that success and they sell you courses on it, man. This has happened a lot with a lot of the big influencers in trading. Like, a lot of the big, really, really famous traders have done this exact thing, right? Again, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. Honestly, if they're really as profitable as they say, why not show their broker statements every year? Right? If they're making so much money, why not show their broker statements every single year? You're going to say, some people are going to say, oh, well, this person showed their broker statements maybe once, but again, this is only if you're selling a course. But it's like, listen, if not, why don't you sell them every year? Again, I don't even claim to be profitable or claim to be a good trader. And so there's a difference between me showing them and not, because I'm not really trying to do any of that stuff. I don't sell a course. I don't sell a service. I don't do that. But a lot of these people are just, a lot of these traders are just pumping themselves up and renting everything to try to sell you courses. Like, that's the reality of it, And again, if you guys buy into that, understand what it is. I think confirmation bias is a really strong thing that can overpower some people. And, when you start pandering to people's wants, like, people need money, if people are struggling financially, it becomes very easy for certain traders to take advantage of others. And you just got to be careful, man. My job in this channel is to protect traders. And I think I have like a duty to be honest and look out for traders, Not saying I was always perfect or whatever it is. I wasn't. But, over the last couple of years, I've tried to do it right. And I've tried to build a community that I would want if I was a trader, And so I appreciate you guys. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We appreciate you all. Hey, thank you, Rod. I appreciate you, brother. And you get hated on more than them, but your stuff is free, 100%, man. It's all good, dude. Again, most of the people hating on me, like I said, I guess a lot of the people hating on me, they wanted to work with the channel. And not all of them. Like, I'm not talking about a lot of people, but we had some people that really wanted to work with the channel. But I never really let them work with us because they were just too toxic. And I think a lot of the weirdos and kind of drama is kind of from them. Just like, I think when you put yourself out there on the internet, most people are chill and really cool and like supportive, and we got a great community here. We really do. but I think a very, very small percentage of people are just kind of unstable. And so like they become really obsessive with like stuff, and you know, they just kind of spend all their time, you know, and maybe they don't have that much stuff to do, and they just have a lot of free time, and they just end up just getting weird and making it kind of strange. And so, but I think most people here are supportive, and I think some of the people that the reason I get hate is because I said exactly what I said a couple minutes ago, which is, you know, when I threaten their business model, that's what they don't like, you know. Yeah, people want to see good in things, and they want a better life. Yeah, I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you are struggling financially, the last thing you should ever be doing is day trading. If you think you're going to be in the very small percentage of day traders that make money in the beginning and change their life around in a month or two, you are wildly wrong. Okay. A large majority of day traders lose money. I try to teach it and tell people the most reasonable way to approach it and save money. But like, and I get it. I was the same way. When I first got started day trading, man, I just thought I was about to get rich. I was about to prove everybody wrong. I was going to show everybody how smart I am. All my family would look at me and they'd be like, John, wow, you're so smart. Look at you. And it turned out the exact opposite happened. You know, Carol at the time was like, bro, what are you doing? Stop. You shouldn't be day trading. And honestly, she was right. You know, I ended up losing thousands in the beginning, and you know, it was not fun, man. And in the end, she was actually proven to be right. And so I guess I understand the logic. I really do. But that's kind of why I'm here, is so I can kind of snap people out of that. You know, nobody else is telling people the truth. I might as well do it. Um, yeah, Mark Douglas is great. You know, why did you keep going instead of stopping after the first few losses? Well, like what happened was that I started this channel, and what happened was, like I said, if you look at the really, really, really old videos of this channel, they're from when I was trading on Sure Trader. Terrible. I was a terrible trader. Like these videos are super old, man. They're from like 6 years ago or more. Terrible trader. I was a terrible trader. But I posted a bunch of videos and I called myself beginner trading. And again, thus the channel was born. Like I called myself beginner trading because I couldn't I didn't want to be another guru out there. Like I noticed that like there was nobody really being real and everybody was just kind of puffing, I think is what it's called in real estate. And so everybody was kind of puffing, like acting like they were better than they were. And so I saw a niche and I said, "Hey, I'm going to be that niche. I'm going to tell people the truth, and I'm going to come out there and I'm just going to be real with people." And so that's what I did. I started the channel. I called it Beginner Trading. Uh, but again, I lost thousands of dollars in the very beginning. I traded way too large. I put money in a sketchy offshore brokerage, and they gave me 6-to-1 leverage, which is just silly to give to a new trader. And I just lost thousands of dollars very quickly. Gave up trading for a full year straight. Just didn't trade at all for a full year straight. But I had the channel, and at that point, I had uploaded like at least 10 videos, I think, to the channel. And so I completely gave up trading and just kind of walked away and was like, I'm done, and kind of, you know, walked away. But I still kind of watched the YouTube channel. And so over that year period, I noticed my channel start to grow. I noticed my channel started to go from no subscribers to 50 to 100 to 200 to 300. And so at that point in time, I'm like, oh, well, you know, the channel's growing. And so I was like, I might as well try this again. Uh, and so I eventually came back. And when I did come back to the channel, though, you'll notice like I started the channel in 2016, but I didn't actually like start live streaming until like 2018. I didn't actually start uploading again until mid 2017. So channel's 5 years old at this point in time, but yeah, I just kind of walked away. When I came back, I stopped day trading on offshore brokerages. I started trading much smaller, and I started being a lot more careful with my trading. And yeah, that's kind of how I got started. But trading went a lot better when I came back, and I was just careful. And to a certain degree, like losing a bunch of money in the beginning is good. Not a bunch, but losing in the beginning is necessary. Like you got to feel that burn. You got to have risk management. You got to remember what it felt like and want to avoid that in the future. You know. I think you never even tried any of those puffer guys. Yeah, I mean, I never paid for a course ever, bro. I'm not saying you could probably Google and find a lot of these day trading gurus courses out on the internet for free somewhere. I would never, ever, ever recommend you guys Google and find some of those courses for free out there on the internet on Google. I would never, ever, encourage that type of behavior, but yeah, SPY at 396s here. SPY at 396s. Point is, I'm never paying for a course in anything ever. I used to download N64 ROMs on my computer in the 2000s. And so I would download. I remember I had The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Before it actually came out, I had the emulator on my computer. And it was badly translated. The translation was terrible, but it still worked. And I played the game before it actually came out on my computer at home. So I used to download emulators and ROMs and play video games. Yeah, JT. Honestly, bro, just ridiculous, dude. The fact that anybody's trying to defend that Jack 4 call is absolutely ridiculous. Anybody that understands poker to any reasonable amount and to any reasonable degree understands how silly that call is. And the worst thing is that she thought she would get away with it, and she kind of did. But like at this point in time, nobody will ever trust her. In my opinion, like that is going to ruin that her poker name because she obviously cheated, in my opinion. Yeah, there's a lot of good free content. All right, so again, we're slightly green on the SPY here, just slightly. No, I don't use Pluralsight, man. I use Team Treehouse a lot of the time when I learned. I use like Udemy. Team Treehouse is usually kind of what I learned. Team Treehouse is probably the best one that taught me the most about programming, because those courses, they've got built-in editors and stuff like that on Treehouse, so it was just way more useful for learning, And so if you want to learn programming, and it's not an affiliate of me or anything, like I don't make money or anything, try Team Treehouse. That's the way I learned. That's what they taught me. They've got a good JavaScript course, good Python course. They'll teach you how to program, All right, guys, we bought the SPY. SPY is just basically straddling back and forth between the 200 EMA. You can see that yellow line in the previous closing price. You can see the light blue line. And so just to show you what I mean here. So like you can kind of see right here, you can see the previous closing price area right here. So you can kind of see it right there. You can see the yellow line right here. It's the 200 EMA. This purple line is the volume weighted average price. And so right now you got the SPY up here, which is kind of getting pinned between those two major, indicators, the volume weighted average price, which is again the purple line, and the 200 EMA, which is this yellow line here. And again, the previous closing price is the red to green level. It's the level at which it goes from red to green to red. And so if the SPY pushes over this light blue line right here, then the SPY will technically be green on the day over it. If it stays underneath it, the SPY is technically red on the day. But that's the nuance of the current price action of the SPY right now is, will it hold this 200 EMA level right here? Will it hold the VWAP down here? Will it break over this previous closing price? And as we dip like we are now, I'm also kind of considering adding more to it, but I think I'm going to wait. You can kind of see Tesla over there just now falling down a little bit. And so I think I got to be a little bit more patient with it. And so, yeah, there's the pullback. So maybe I'll add to it, maybe not though. So I'm just I'm trying to be as patient as I can here. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But going to Vegas next month, bringing 20K. Love poker. Yeah, man. Honestly, I've really thought about doing the World Series of Poker this year, to be honest. Should day trading be about small profit? Well, I mean, it's not about, it's preference. But the thing to understand about it truly is that the larger you trade, the worse longer term edge you'll have, right? So the more money you need to make relative to your account size, like the larger profit you shoot for every day relative to your account size, the more risk you're taking, the larger the chance that you're going to lose your account, right? The best analogy for this is blackjack, right? If you've ever counted cards in a casino, like I know how to count. If you ever count cards in a casino, say you're counting cards and your bankroll is 20K and you're playing max stakes, right? Like the percentages change relative to the size of your bankroll, right? So if you got 20K, your odds of making money long term are like 60 something percent, I think. You know, if you've got 50K, your odds go up to like 70 something percent. If you've got 100K, your odds are 90% plus that you're not going to destroy that account, that you're going to make money and not lose that account, right? So your odds of going bust, let me see. There's a couple different good sites for this. Let me see. Yeah, so if you have 200 units, which, you know, you can vary. So if you have 200 units to play, you got a 40% risk of ruin. So that means that 4 out of 10 counters who play that way will be basically losing their bankroll. The other 6 out of 10, so again, 60% will be positive. You get 400 units, so you double that. You've only got about a 20% chance of losing, you know, your money. You get 500 units, you got a 10% chance of losing. You have 1,000, you have a 1% chance of losing. And so that is why, if you wonder why I trade small relative to my account size, that is why. I'm looking at it in terms of odds here. You know, like I understand that I can make money a large majority of the time and play slow and safe and not risk losing my account. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean that's right or wrong. Some people are going to prefer to trade a smaller account with larger size. But again, there is obvious risk that comes with that. And so that's the same thing with trading. It's the same thing with trading, right? So the more money you try to make on a smaller account, the more risk you're taking of ruin. Where, you know, again, you try to make $5,000 on a $20,000 account. You're trying to make 25% on an account. That is incredibly risky. You know, you might get away with it a couple times. And every time we do this, every time I bring up these examples, you always have somebody saying, well, nah, man, I made X amount on this account. It's really easy to do anything one time, you know, but doing that long term over and over again is a completely different story. And so the thing to understand is that the larger account you have and the more risk you can ultimately take. But the larger you try to make, the more money you try to make, the more risk you're taking, like for sure. And so again, if you want to make $1,000 a day consistently in day trading, you need $500,000. You know, again, you're, of course, people selling courses are going to say, oh no, you don't need $500,000 to do that. Yeah, you do. To do it safely without risking losing your account. Yeah, you do. But again, it varies. And some people are going to be able to make money with less money. Some people are going to need more money to be safe. It's a range. All right, so we're getting a pullback. I'll probably end up cutting this pretty soon. I want to see if we hold over the VWAP. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. We'll see if Tesla bounces up too. And again, I know, like, I think people really want to believe something, right? So it's like, if you really want to believe that you can put up 10K and then roll that 10K into 100K in a couple months by buying somebody's course, it's really easy to confirm what you want to believe. Confirmation bias is strong. Like, I want to believe that too. I want to believe that I can take 10K and turn it into $500,000 in a couple months by buying, Johnny's day trading course. I'd love to believe that. That would be a great, optimistic thing. You know what I mean? The problem is that it's not true. It's fugazi. It's unicorn dust. It doesn't exist. You can do it, but you're going to lose your account at least, 10 times trying to do it. And so I guess the overarching point I'm trying to make, and I guess I'm ranting. There's the 8 a.m. scrum. Let's see if anything rips up on that. The overarching point I'm trying to make is that if you hear something that sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Harshal, you go to see the graph, you go to, hold on, brother. You go to the top left quant tower symbol. So you go to this. You go to this right here, and you click that, and then you go down to informational, and you click account performance, and that will bring up, the graph. We lost a little bit of money yesterday, but it wasn't a ton. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to comment on any specific names, Sam. What I will say is that, again, I'll put it this way. If I was selling a course, bro, I'd be showing my broker statements every day. Why not? Every month at least, I'd give a rebound of my, if I'm so profitable, every month I'd do a recap of my broker statements. It would be the easiest course to sell in the world if I was really that profitable. And so why do you think we don't get that very much, guys? Genuine question. The answer is very self-evident. All right, guys, market's starting to break down. Hey, bud. Love you, buddy. All right, guys. Sorry, I'm back. Hey, what's up, Casey? Long time no see, bro. Hope you're doing good, man. Yeah, well, 10K is 10K, 100K in 5 years is real. You know. You definitely need day trading course to be able to succeed. What a silly statement. No offense, man. Um, Again, you do not need a course to. Again, you don't need a paid course to make money in day trading. I'll put it that way. Like you certainly don't need a paid course to make money in day trading. Um, there's so much free content on the internet right now. I think again, I'll say this before. I've met a lot of people throughout my years running this community, and I think there's certain people who are naturally followers. And so I think you got a certain amount of people who, and that's okay. I'm not talking bad about these people. All right. But you got some people who are naturally followers who like really need a mentor. And like for whatever reason, they really need that mentor that they pay money to. And I think they're also a little bit easier to talk into buying stuff. And so I think, and then I think confirmation bias is very strong within that group where you spend 5K on a course. Oh, it's the best course I've ever taken ever, the greatest course ever. The trader I'm following is just the greatest ever. And again, that probably happens to me here. I'm sure there's some people that look at me like that. Don't, again, trading is one of those things where almost all the content you need is publicly available for free on the internet. You do not need to spend thousands of dollars on a regurgitated course that 1,000 other people have seen. That's not your mentor. If somebody's selling you a course that 1,000 other people have already seen, that ain't your mentor. That's some random dude, Yeah, I feel you, man. And so y'all just be careful, man. Just trading is one of those things where there's so much free information online. Now I'm not against all courses. If it's a reasonably priced course, like Benzinga, I'm friends with Benzinga Mitch. Like they've got a course, I think. I've never actually taken it, but I'm pretty sure it's reasonably priced. And so I'm not against all courses. What I'm saying though is that you do not need to spend $10,000 a year on a day trading guru. All right, that is just you're just feeding these marketers, Same conversation every day? I don't think so. Maybe the truth hurts for you, but like we didn't have this conversation yesterday. We didn't, it's a completely different conversation that we normally have, to be honest. Certainly different than the normal conversations we have here. Tesla crashed through VWAP. Yeah, I'll probably end up cutting this. We lost $20. So maybe we'll buy back. If we dip enough, I'll probably add right back to it. Tesla pulling back. So broke under the 200 EMA, under the volume weighted average price. Oh, you lose interest, Mango? I've never actually seen you before, bro. What are you talking about, man? Honestly, you got these people who are just trying to like talk smack and troll. And so it's all good, bro. But yeah, I've never seen you before, man. Hey, what's up, Casey? My guy. Thank you, brother. Hope you're doing good, man. I was watching your channel for a while, Casey, to see what you were doing. Yeah, thank you, Ernie. Does the SPY holding the 200 EMA depend on Friday's news? I don't know, man. We'll see. The SPY didn't hold the 200 EMA. It actually just broke underneath it. Yeah, I'm trading futures. I'm trading stocks and futures, Casey. So at this point, my Thinkorswim account's got about 40K. It's got about 100 and something thousand in buying power right now. But I also trade futures at the open, so we do a little bit of everything. And again, I'll put it this way: if we are a broken record, it's because y'all need to hear it. So if I do say that every day, which I don't, it's because I'm trying to help traders, and the only way to really get to them sometimes is to repeat it and make sure like you're gonna have new people that watch the stream daily. Traders need to hear it. It's something that traders need to hear. And I think sometimes, like, if you've spent a bunch of money on courses, it might not be fun to hear. And so that's when we get broken record. Oh, say the same thing every day. I get it. Like, the truth hurts. but like it's still the truth, and it's something that traders need to hear. And my job as a trader is to protect them, and so that's what I'm trying to do. And I think that's very obvious. Hey, my guy Ricky, thank you, brother. Yeah, it's all good, dude. So there's the SPY popping back over the VWAP here. There's the SPY making that move back over it. Let's see if we actually hold. Tesla starting to break down to 192. So let's see. Tesla might be influencing the market some. I think we also have to look at like Apple though. Apple down to 157.60s. Yeah, I'm kind of looking at the other news today. The dollar stuff is kind of scaring people about some countries not using the dollar. I don't know if that's actually what's going to go down, but we'll see if that ends up trickling into everything else. We also have Disney. I did sell my Disney trade. There's the SPY right back up, so I could have maybe stayed in it, but I think the risk is too high. My entry was right up here, so I'd rather just take the loss. We did make some money on the market yesterday, though, so we got a little bit of a cushion on TD Ameritrade heading into today. They want to hear doom and gloom. How do you start trading? Rather mad because you're not saying AMC to 100 every day. Yeah. I mean, realistically, the reason they're mad is probably because they spent $6,000, their life savings on some shady trading guru, and now they look up to them like they're a celebrity. And so me coming around saying the truth in this probably hurts a little bit to hear. That's probably why people are coming out saying that, is because it's not a convenient truth for them to hear. And I get it. Like I said, if I spent 6K on a course and somebody like me came along being like, yo, that was worthless, I might feel weird about it too, So it's all love here, man. Apple started to move, trying to make a move back up, but Apple gap down is kind of dragging the market down. Apple had a rough day yesterday too. It's still not necessarily cheap. If I look at a daily chart, Apple is just up too much over the last couple months. Like Apple hit 124 lows of the year in December, at the very end of the year, beginning of January, and it's basically moved straight up since then. It's had a couple weeks of pivots, but it's basically went from 124 to 160 in 3 months. And so it's a little bit too extended on the upside for my taste there. But I would buy Apple. And I think Apple is dragging the market down. Apple is the largest weight of the S&P 500. And so Apple has the largest weight of the S&P 500. It's ultimately what's dragging the market up or down. You know what I mean? Yeah, music stops. My God, my bad. There we go. I just started it up again. Google in red, trying to hold a 4-hour trend line. Bro, so my daughter played softball yesterday, dude. My daughter is going to do things in softball, bro. My daughter is really good. Like, so the first baseman was out. And I always told my daughter she should be first baseman because it's like the grade they're in, they are in, they're in middle school. And so the most delicate way to put this, I'm trying to think, they're not the most consistent, especially with catching. But I would say my daughter's probably, she's either the best kid on that team or she's definitely in the top 2 or 3. But she was like a steel trap, man. She did not drop anything. And I told her, I always tried to tell her she would be good at first baseman and at catcher because she could just catch the ball really well, and she can throw the ball accurately. really well. And so they played yesterday, man. She caught the girl. She caught it was a grounder to like the shortstop. Shortstop picked it up, threw it to her. She caught the ball, got the girl running to first out, and then the person on second tried to run to third, and she hummed it to third base, landed right on that base, and got the girl at third base out too. So did a double play yesterday, and she's solid. I want her to go. I don't know what the scouting situation is like, but she's going to be on varsity next year, and that'll be fun to watch. But yeah, I'm just kind of bragging about my daughter a little bit. Spy did rebound all the way back up. It's over the 200 EMA. Yeah, so Spy all the way back up to 200 EMA. And again, we'll see if it holds. Dude, oh no, it's not confirmation bias. I'm very honest about my kids. If my daughter was not good, I would just be real about it. I would just say, hey, she's not that good. I wouldn't be saying anything. But she's actually solid. Like, she's good. She's also got like the Juan Soto stance, and so she's good. All right, guys. Spy moving back up right around the previous closing price. Tesla at 192.50s. Let's see if we actually hold Apple at 157.80s here. So we're starting to get a little bit of a rebound. I'm watching Tesla too. Tesla's right at that 200 EMA VWAP level. You can kind of see they're right around the same spot. I guess the best way to look at it is it can be looked at as paid for the incentive, since those people wouldn't have attempted to learn trading if they didn't pay for a course they saw as value. Yeah, well, some people correlate. I guess what you're trying to say is that some people correlate price with value, but I think in day trading terms, it's not necessarily true. Sure, there's going to be some decent courses that are expensive, but like, again, you could probably find the same stuff online for free somewhere, regardless of how good the course is. The other justification for paying it is, oh well, he's my mentor. It's like, are you really telling me a dude that's got 1,000 other students is going to have time for you as a quote unquote mentor? Like, come on now. I think people want to. I think it's kind of. I think people feel more comfortable doing it maybe if they have that type of thing. But I think trading is a very lonely game. And I think you got to come into it with that understanding. These gurus are not going to be by your side as you're trading, and I think you got to learn to do it yourself. And again, you can find most of this stuff online for free regardless, but. All right, guys. So Spy back over the 200 EMA. We basically been chopping back and forth. And yesterday's open was like this. I didn't really trade that much yesterday, but you can kind of see we did have kind of a cup and handle form like this. So we did have a cup and handle form here. And again, I don't know if we're going to get something like that today, but yesterday the cup and handle looked solid. Yeah, good. Yeah, Baba has been flying up. They're breaking themselves into like a bunch of different subsets. Yeah, it's all good. Oh, I'm certainly biased in my daughter's favor, Sean. So it's all good, man. You guys know me. If I took offense to it, I'd ban you. But no, my daughter really is soft. Like, she's good, dude. But I've been playing catch with my daughter since she was like 4. And like, I was telling her yesterday, I was like, look, you're gonna get older, and you might look back and be like, man, my dad would hum the ball at me, because I do. I throw it fast to her, but I told her, I was like, you're gonna appreciate that when you get older, because like a lot of those kids, they fear the ball, right? So like whenever somebody throws it fast at them, they flinch and they just kind of close their eyes and they don't want to look, and that makes you drop a lot of stuff, But if you're not scared of the ball, you will actually move towards the ball, and that has helped her, I think, do a little bit better than some of the other kids. But they're young, man; they'll get better, I'm pushing for her to go to A&M though. I want her to go to A&M. We'll see if she can, but I'm a big LSU fan. I just don't know if I want. I don't know if I want my daughter to go to Louisiana as a school. I think A&M is just a better school. As much as I'm a big LSU fan, I think it's just A&M's better school. Yeah, so Bob at 94 is, again, too extended for me to really want to buy this way up here. What happened to... Yeah, I mean, bro, hey, I'm not going to say I told you so, guys. How about SQ here? Where is SQ now? Where's all the people that told me it was a hunch? It was a random trade, that I wasn't making a trading plan. Where's all those people at, bro? SQ at 65s. Somebody could have told you guys that a bounce was likely. I don't know who it could have been, but, might have been somebody. But you love to see it. Honestly, it gives me confidence in my trading plan. Again, I'm green on the year trading exactly like this. Like my Thinkorswim account's green. Mostly trading strategies like SQ dip buy bounce. Again, I see a motion and extension on the downside. I'm usually there to want to buy it up. The key is you take small enough trades to where it's not the end of the world if you're wrong, but you let your good accuracy, which is what it is. Like this trade, you got certain systems that are good for risk reward, and you got certain systems that are good for accuracy, and very rarely will you have both. I guess sometimes you can, but this system is certainly an accuracy one where I'm right. I would give it at least 70% of the time with these emotional dip buys. I've done it a bunch with Disney and obviously SQ and Google and Snapchat. I've done it a bunch with all these different stocks, and it just seems to work fairly well. A lot of the time when everybody is just saying it's the end of the world for the company like SQ, there's some cheap value to be had there, I think. Yeah, and I'm from Baton Rouge, to put it in perspective, wholesale, but like... Yeah, I mean, I'm out of SQ too. I sold it same day because, I mean, again, it kind of goes to show people talk smack and then we buy the dip and then we write it back and then crickets afterwards. All the people that criticize the trade is just kind of silent now after it bounces back exactly like we said it would. But again, the understanding here, and I made a Twitter post about this, and I think it's important for traders to understand. Like, if you want to understand how I'm green on the year in Thinkorswim, you understand, like, experienced traders understand short-term extension, right? So experienced traders, swing traders specifically, are going to understand, hey, look, this thing already dropped 20% very quickly. And I talked about this yesterday. But this thing already dropped 20%. Do you really think it's going to continue dropping down? SQ is going to continue dipping down, which is like Cash App and a bunch of stuff. Is it really going to keep dropping under 50? I don't think so. I think that you got a very unique situation after this where you have a fairly decent sized mid to large cap company with a very strong pullback with somewhat subjective criticisms. Like, oh man, the criticisms, I didn't think they were the end of the world. It's also a short firm. So it's like they're front loading onto this. They're not going to hold it forever too. They're probably already out. My guess is of SQ. Hindenburg's probably already out. And so when that smoke clears, I think it's obvious that it could potentially just bounce back from that, which is exactly what we've gotten so far. It's gone from 58 all the way back to 64, 65, 66 at some points. And so, again, I'm just trying to give you guys another example of kind of that I guess I'm going to call it, I don't know what to call the strategy I've been using for the last couple of months. I guess I would call it an emotional dip. Buying emotional dips, which happen a lot. SPY back under VWAP. We mostly just been chopping back and forth from again, we talked about this a couple minutes ago, but Like right now, you can kind of see right here, right there, you can kind of see the 200 EMA, the VWAP, which is the purple line down there, and then you got the previous closing price up here. So like the SPY is really just going to kind of chopping back and forth, up and down. You can kind of see it gets pinned, and the price action is just kind of going up and down and up and down and up and down. And so that's all we got right now. It's mostly sideways. I don't see much of an edge. I see very low liquidity. Low liquidity moves where we're gapping a little bit from lack of liquidity in the SPY and market right now. So just a sideways day. We got some other stuff pushing up, but we're pretty close to the previous closing price. And so again, I think we are a little sideways at this point in time. Would you guys rather me be really big over here? Or would you like this? Like, would you guys rather me really big over here like this? Or would you guys rather I can like minimize it and make it small so you can see more of the charts, and I can just kind of be small in the corner like this? So which one, big or small window here? Let me know. Mullen at 10 cents a share. Who would have warned you guys about it? Yeah, y'all go check out Beach Bum's channel too if you want to check out some good swing trading content. Beach Bum's got some good stuff. Go give that man a sub. Here's the link if you want to check it out. All right, so most people want the window larger. Okay. I try to do it in a way where it's not going to like disrupt the actual chart. I guess I could stick it like right there and still be okay. That's probably the most reasonable spot for it. So yeah, I'll try to put it right there. Yeah, Mullen, again, I have been kind of a broken record about Mullen because Mullen is just, I think up and coming EV are already vulnerable. And I think when you look at Mullen as a business, again, I think a lot of people are stuck in this from getting talked into buying it for the last year, but it's dropped such big percentages, man. It's gone from basically $3.50 down to 10 cents. $3.50 down to 10 cents in a year. Think about how many people bought this thing. Think about how many people actually bought Mullen in the crazy hype that it got, whatever, Like, look at this thing, man. Look at a weekly chart. It's even worse. But looks like it's split too some, but 10 cents. So yeah, the last year it's gone from basically $3.50 down to 10 cents. Just y'all be careful. This is one of the reasons you don't invest in penny stocks. Like, it doesn't matter how good the due diligence is. Doesn't matter anything like that. You're going to have some people pumping it up. It's your job to identify when hype is getting a little bit out of control and just not get stuck in it. But yeah, Mullen 10 cents. Can't say I'm super surprised. Still looking at Tesla here. Tesla's too high for me too. Like, I want to buy some dips, and I think I'm generally a swing trader with stuff like this. Like, when I buy up stocks, it's usually in terms of swing trading. I think Tesla, this latest leg up for Tesla, where it's up like almost 100%. Basically, it's up like 90% right now from the lows that it was in January. That's just too much for me. I just don't trust it enough to buy it here. And I think Tesla specifically is just really, really volatile in that regard, where it just moves in big percentages. And I think long term it might, go up relative to where it is now. But it's a little bit different than the other blue chips I'm willing to buy, because I think the volatility is higher. And so I'm a little bit more hesitant to swing trade it. But we'll see. SPY testing that 396 level. And I think 396 is probably pretty reasonable. Hey, what's up, Kelly? Square's starting to break down. Oh, Square's up. Mullen filed for a reverse split to bring it over 10 per share, but a reverse split is an incredibly weak sign, though, Aldrin. A company having to do a reverse split, they can say it's to squeeze out the shorting. What it really is to probably stay above the NASDAQ minimum listing requirements. That's probably what it's from. It's not to squeeze out shorts. It's most likely to stay listed and not get forced into the pink sheet market, the OTC market. That's probably what's going on. What's up with the stream? It's being very slow. Is the stream lagging on your end, guys? Again, let me know. I don't see it lagging on my end, but it might be. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, no lag. Yeah, if there's lag, Sergio, brother, it's probably on your end, man. So, guys, if you want to day trade, like you see me day trading the SPY today. I talked a lot earlier about how a large majority of day traders lose money, and you can't. In trading large in the beginning, it's just going to cause you to lose money most of the time. One of the things that I wish I had in the beginning, and I am biased because it's a sponsor of mine, and so I'm biased in their favor. They pay me money, But one of the things that I really do genuinely wish I had in the beginning was these funded account programs, because these are ways that you can get around the PDT rule. So there's no PDT in futures. Here's the SPY in the middle, which you've seen me day trade this morning. And then here's the E-mini. You'll notice it's the same price action, drop, bounce, drop, drop, bounce, drop. Same price action. The futures market's actually a little bit more liquid than the SPY itself anyway. This is called the E-mini. It's /ES. But yeah, you could day trade it with no PDT rule. And again, most day traders are going to lose money. The easiest way to get started and test your skill is these funded account programs, because what they do is they give you a demo. And if you can hit the target on their demo while following their rules, and pass both their phases, then they'll actually legitimately fund you between $50,000 all the way up to $150K with a 90% split once you're funded. And again, to be fair, and I'm always honest about this, most people are not going to be able to get funded. A large majority of day traders lose money, as I was saying earlier, and I'm transparent and honest about that. But I think that's the entire point, is that this still gives you some pressure. It teaches you how to trade. It allows you to take some size. And if you're good enough, you could still get funded and keep 90% of your profit once you're funded. But you're not taking on all the risk that you take. Oh yeah, the data is out. My bad, guys. Let me cover the data. All right, guys. So the data that came out today is, so we did have the house price index data drop, and that data showed up as wholesale inventories came in at 0.2%. Good trades, core retail inventories came in at 0.4%. Good trades balance came in at minus 91.63%. And these are not really a huge release, which is why you see me a little bit slow to post them. But yeah, so basically wholesale inventories came in as expected. Retail inventories came in higher than expected. And good trades balance came in lower than expected. So that's the data we have so far. That's not really the big data. The big data is the Case-Shiller data. Is the big data today is the CB consumer confidence. But yeah, 0.2% for wholesale inventories, 0.4% for retail inventories, which are both larger than last time. So they're both higher than last time, which I don't know if that's necessarily going to be a good sign. I think the market might react negatively to this because it means more potential inflation problems. But so far we're dipping down. And again, we'll put this number up on screen so you guys can see it. But yeah, 0.2 versus 0.2% expected is what it showed up as. And so we'll throw it up on screen. But yeah, as I was saying, though, if you want to day trade, the futures market is the easiest way to do it. And these funded account programs are the best of both worlds, where if you can pass it and you're good enough, once you're funded, you keep 90% of your profit. If you don't pass it and you fail the funded account program, it's still so much cheaper to lose that than it is to put up the money yourself and lose potentially thousands of dollars in futures. You need like 10 to 15K to do it. And so it's the best of both worlds. It's the easiest way to get started in trading without taking on a lot of risk and learn to trade. And if you're good enough, you can legitimately get funded. And this is the most legit futures program in the world. There's a lot of copycats, but Top Step's been around for over a decade. They pay out millions in actual withdrawals every year. They fund thousands of traders a year. Here's the link. Check it out. But yeah, SPY looking weak here. Again, from what I can gather here, this data looks mostly weak. So wholesale inventories came in as expected. So that's not really a shock. It measures the change in the total value of goods held in inventory by wholesalers. So as expected, not really a big change. Still higher than last time. Last time it was minus 0.4%. This time it showed up at 0.2. We also had retail inventories. Came in at 0.4%. Last time it came in at 0.1%. So this was higher than last time. And I think the market is reacting negatively to this because of inflation fears. I think if inflation fears is causing the market to react a little bit worse than last time. That up on screen so you guys can see it. You can get a tempt as many times as you want, but if you lose the funded account program, you can reset. It costs $100 to try it again. So every time you have to try it, it costs $100. And again, no, that's the beautiful thing about it, is that it gives you some pressure. Like, trading is about learning how to perform under pressure. A lot of people risk tons of money to do it, and I think that's a mistake. I think it's easier to take these funded account programs. I think most traders are going to lose. But that's the point, is that it's so much cheaper to lose a funded account program. You're still learning how to trade. You still have the same pressure. You're still potentially getting funded if you're good enough. But if you don't, it's not the end of the world, and you're not losing thousands like a lot of new traders have to do. So you're still building risk management and learning, but you're not taking on as much risk, and you're keeping 90% of your profit. If you're good enough to get funded anyway, you'll still keep 90% of your profit. So it's not like you're missing out on the big reward that you get if you are good enough, but you're taking much less risk. And I think that's a beautiful thing about those. And again, you can find the link in the description. I'm certainly biased in their favor, but I think that makes a lot of sense. You do a great job interpreting news, dude. You could have been a teacher. I would never be a teacher. No offense. No disrespect to my teachers out there. Being a teacher is just an incredibly hard job for very little pay. My mom was a teacher. Terribly hard job. I don't have the patience for a teacher. I get mad at the trolls here, bro. Imagine a bunch of 12-year-olds, dude. I could never do it. I could never, ever do it. I'd throw chalk at them, Yeah, Bob will pull it back to 95. Still breaking highs. It's got almost up to 96. All right, guys, 95 for Baba here. Market's still breaking down. I might start to buy this dip, though. We're going to buy up this little dip now. See if we get a cheap enough little dip buy entry here. Maybe a little risky. We also have CB consumer confidence data coming out today. So the next big release here, and we'll pivot to the stream. Yeah, today now we have CB consumer confidence. We also have the Case-Shiller. We got the Case-Shiller today. That drops in about 23 minutes at 9 a.m. So we bought the dip here. We're not gonna hold this forever. Is my dog just barking to the beat? Look at Tesla bounce up a little bit today. We could add a little bit more to this. I don't know. Every internet troll I know personally have the biggest personalities. Not the most trolls I know are kind of like nerdy, geeky, kind of antisocial, weird guys who are, a little, I would say bitter, like I know a couple trolls in real life that are, self-proclaimed trolls. And most of the time they're kind of nerdy little guys. All right, guys, we are getting a little bit of a bounce back. We'll see if we hold, but we did catch a little bit of a bounce here. I thought about adding some more to it, but I'm just going to wait, Yeah, Bruce mixtape coming soon. All right, Tesla still consolidating around the lows. We bought the SPY. Think about adding more to it, but I think I'm just going to wait. We do have CB consumer confidence data. We got the Case-Shiller in about 20 minutes. All right, so we're pulling back some. I could add some more to it, but I don't like this drop. But if we retrace back up there, I might consider adding some more to it. Market's just turning fast. Now, usually this is my favorite time to add, but I don't want to get into a position where I just kind of keep adding to a losing position out of stubbornness. We're down like 25 bucks today. I'm just looking for a retracement. Then we'll consider adding. I also think we got to watch like Apple closely. I'll try to add one more, and that's going to be the max I'm going to add to this. And if we break down anymore, I'll just say good day to the trade and not worry about it too much. Yeah, definitely looking weaker for sure. Yeah, AMC is just a dumpster fire right now, man. Again, I want AMC to go up, but I just don't know a situation in which it does. The data coming out in 20 minutes is not really huge data. It's the Case-Shiller, it's house prices, so it might influence the market some, but it's not going to be like a huge impacting release. I don't think it could, but I don't think it's super likely. It might influence the market a little bit, but yeah, maybe we spike up. I mean, we are gapping down a little bit in pre, but I don't know if we're down necessarily enough to think that a short-term rebound at the open is super likely. I think it could happen. I don't really know. I think we're kind of in a middle range where it's hard to predict what's going to happen at the opening bell, but you might be right. Yeah. Alrighty, that's kind of how I trade. All right, starting to get a little bit of bounce up. We're break even now on the trade. We'll see if we continue on this rebound back up, but all right, there's a little bounce back. I think I'm gonna just sit here for a second. I could take some off. Not really up enough for me to really want to take profit there, I think. Yeah, so today we got CB consumer confidence. We got the house price index. This is the slowest week we have all month. Tomorrow we don't really have anything but pending home sales either. But tomorrow's the next slow day, and then after that it pops off with GDP Thursday, jobless claims Thursday. Friday we got PCE data. which is big data for sure. Don't get it wrong. Friday's big, Thursday's big. Those data releases might impact everything, but again, we've slowed down a little bit on the SPY. I'm curious to see if we bounce. We do have 15 minutes. I don't think the house price index is going to wildly influence us, though. You know. Yeah, let's see what happens with AMC. GameStop's also kind of interesting. With their first like profitable EPS report in years for GameStop, it's up to 23. The question is, does it hold that? What does the future of GameStop look like as well is another question here. Disney back over the previous closing price. So Disney actually kind of green right now. But what does the future of GameStop look like is my question. Like genuinely, not hating, just genuinely asking, what's the future of GameStop look like? All right, so I'm gonna probably get ready to sell. I don't feel like getting stuck in another low of the day break and drag down, but we're just so sideways right here that I think I gotta stay in it until we get some type of downward push. But documentary, yeah, I've seen the GameStop documentary here. Again, my question genuinely is, what's their future look like? Like, what is their business model moving forward? Like, we know physical copies of video games are going to be a thing of the past within 5 years. Like, that's just an obvious thing. Like, that's not really arguable. All right, so we got another pop up on the SPY. But yeah, like, what is GameStop's actual business model? Like, what are they going to do? Physical copies of video games are going to be obsolete within 5 years. They already are now to a certain extent. Anybody that's pretending that that's not true is just not looking at the reality of gaming. And it doesn't mean they can't make it up in other areas. But what are those areas? I know they have a marketplace for NFTs. I understand that. But that's the real question. Yeah, I haven't bought a physical copy of a video game in a while. All right, so we finally got the bounce we wanted. We're gonna take half off there, and maybe we're gonna take a third off there. Funko Pops. Well, they already sell Funko Pops. I guess they could pivot to like a comic book store. But again, is that going to be enough to sustain all those businesses? All right, so beautiful bounce back here. I'm going to sit on my shares. Again, this trade was a very small trade, but same concept that we've used for a while. Pulling back a little bit. I could take some more. I just don't know if I want to. Baba. Finally pulling back some. I don't trust Baba enough to hold it up there either, to be honest, though. Oh. Disney at 95.60, so Disney's still technically green. You think Baba's worthy of a dip buy here? I don't. I can't. It's too extended right there. I think. Right. For me, at least, it's too high up there. 20 years from now, there'll be statues made of Funko Pops in the desert. I personally know AMC and GameStop bag holders. They unfriended me. Yeah, like I think it's a tough thing, man. I think people get really competitive, and so I think when people bought up GameStop and AMC, I think there's a lot of people like, "Hey, be careful, this is crap," and like they argued with them and said, "No, it's not. I'm gonna at you whenever I'm rich from AMC and GameStop," and then it never really did much, you know. And basically, most of them lost money, and so I think there's a lot of AMC GameStop traders, and I'm not against that community. Like again, I'm in AMC. I hope it goes up, man. I really do. But I think a lot of them are just kind of hiding from the reality of what's really going down, and instead it's kind of like a shoot the messengers type of thing, where instead of looking at it objectively and being like, yo, these people were right the whole time, you know, they instead get mad at them and double down on it, because it hurts to lose that much money. It hurts to be that wrong about something too. And at this point in time, they built up this huge community of traders, and they feel like it's a brotherhood, right? But it's so manipulative, because it's a brotherhood of buying a company that's, you know, a company that looks like this on the daily chart, right? That's the daily chart of AMC right now. And so at what point do you take a step back and say, hey, maybe this whole community is manipulating me to a certain extent? You know, maybe these big AMC GameStop YouTubers, a lot of them, like, I hope you guys see the trend. A lot of them are like, AMC GameStop, yeah. And then they're saying, oh, I don't want to talk about AMC and GameStop anymore. Now we're going to cover the rate hike decisions, and we're going to cover the same thing, you know. And so a lot of them are saying, hey, I know I told you to buy AMC and GameStop, but like, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm just going to go talk about this now. A lot of them pivoted to other stuff now, you know. I mean, let's not bring up GameStop or AMC. And so I think at a certain point, you got to look at them and say, hey, what happened? You know. Yeah, I mean, Funko Pop, I had a dude here who got really mad at me I didn't really hate on Funko Pop, but like I told people of the risks, and the risks I think are simple, you know. Um, I think the risks are obvious, which is Funko Pop is a trendy thing. It's a trendy item, you know. I'm not saying there's not value in holding a small percentage of your portfolio in trendy items, but I think over time there's risks. Like what might be the big thing today might not be the big thing in 20 years. You know, it's the same thing for fashion, right? The other one I talk about is Lululemon. Like Lululemon might make boatloads of money right now, but Lululemon might make boatloads of money right now, but it's a trendy fashion item. And again, if time has proven anything about American Eagle, Hollister, Abercrombie and Fitch, you know, Forever 21, whatever the stores are, it's shown that there's vulnerabilities in investing in trends, you know. And so again, I'm not saying there's not value in buying up Funko Pops. My daughter loves Funko Pops. What I'm saying is that it might not be as big as a lot of people think it is in 20 years. And having a publicly listed stock around Funko Pops seems like a very risky investment. And the guy was telling me this. The guy got mad at me for saying basically what I just said. But I said it when it was at like 20. And so sure enough, Funko Pop is now at, you know, between 7 and 850. Dropped basically 50%. I don't know why it dropped or if this is even like a real drop, but the point remains, if you're investing long term and stuff, it's usually the wrong move to invest in trendy things like fashion, risky, you know, collectibles, risky. You know, you might look at everything like it's the next Pokemon or whatever it is, but there's no guarantee it's going to be that. Like Beanie Babies, you know. And some valuable comic books like First Appearance of Throg, Teenage Mutant Ninja Frogs, and Marvel Zombies, etc. Some toys. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with you investing in collectibles or whatever it is. I'm not against collectibles. I just think investing in a publicly traded collectible company is risky. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Funko just flies up. I don't know. You know. Yeah, it's kind of how it goes, Pawn. You know how it goes, man. You know. Yeah, nice. Hey, I'm all for you guys making money. Yeah, I'm sure there's some resale value there. You know, I'm just talking about a publicly listed company. It just seems risky. I don't know. Pokemon. I was a Pokemon kid, bro. I grew up in the Pokemon hype. Um, you know, I grew up in the Pokemon hype. But if Pokemon was a publicly traded company, I wouldn't invest in it. You know, consumer confidence is expected to show up at. Let me see. Consumer confidence is expected to show up at 101 for consumer confidence. 101. Hold on, me. Sorry, I'm scrolling through to find some music. Oh wait, this is Christmas music. There we go. All right, there we go. Yeah, but all of them don't, Nando's. Like all collectibles don't turn like that. Look at Beanie Babies, for instance, brother. Like look up the Beanie Baby story. I think there's a good Netflix doc on it. Look up Beanie Babies, man. All collectibles don't hold their value, man. I think only a very small percentage of the ones that people remember hold their value. Um, and the ones that don't, people forget. But there's risks, you know. And again, it's about in terms to put it into perspective. The reason Beanie Babies failed is because eventually they went out of business because the resale market is so big that a lot of times it's hard to make money for these collectible companies. Not always, of course, but the point is that they're not as great margin as people think they are. Um, yeah, comics have devalued. Look at baseball cards, man. Baseball cards just doing the same thing. Baseball cards, everybody thought they were going to get rich off of baseball cards, and instead they just lost everything they invested in them. But yeah, this is the slowest part of the week here. I don't mind it. You know, if my slow weeks, I'm getting 400 or 500 people here live every day, then we're doing pretty good. Again, PCE and GDP data Thursday and Friday are going to be the big days. But this is the slowest part of the month. We do have earnings season coming back up next month in April too. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do for non-farm payroll numbers next Friday. Because next Friday we got non-farm payroll numbers, but it's Good Friday and the markets are closed. So how do I cover that? I guess I could stream. I think the futures markets are closed too. Yeah, so we're still in the spot here. Tesla bouncing at 192.20s. Never heard of it, Dan. Not sure what it is. Yeah, if you're gonna collect something, like, I think diversifying has value in a lot of different ways. You know, I really do. I think diversifying has value in a bunch of different ways. Um, but I think that, in the end, I think that it should only be a small percentage of your portfolio. I don't think that it should be something that you stick all your money in with hopes that, because I think there's just a gamble. I think you might turn out profitable from it, but I think there's risks. Good Friday. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably stream. I'm trying to figure out. I might stream crypto and then how that non-farm data influences crypto, and that might be what we watch. And so, but it's going to be certainly a shorter stream, I think, that day. So here's the numbers, guys. So we did have the house price index again just now showed up at 2.5%. 2.5% for the house price index versus 2.5% as expected. So the HPI Case Shiller showed up at 2.5% versus 2.5% expected. We'll see how this influences the market. Again, I didn't think it would influence the market super heavy. But all the house price index data basically came in as expected here. So the next thing we got is CB consumer confidence data. Yeah, hopefully that might influence the market a little bit more than the rest. But all right, so let me organize the stream for this. All right, look at the nice little bounce back here. We're gonna go and take a little bit more off. All right, guys. All right, guys. So yeah, so we are getting ready to cover consumer confidence data drops in about an hour. Look at this huge rip back. So we basically made our money back there. We'll see if that continues. We're not getting rich. This is a very small trade, but it makes me break even on the day instead of down. Again, I hope you guys can learn from at least the accuracy of those type of trades that I get involved with. Those overextended dips. Again, the logic is really simple, which is that I'm just looking for big extended pullbacks short term. All right. Yeah. All right, so I think we're flat. No, we still got 10 shares. We'll let the rest. We'll hold the rest in case the market really does like a big, profound rebound. So did Sailor. I'm looking at the Sailor MicroStrategy news. Again, Tesla bouncing it back up a little bit. There's Funko Pop. We're also looking at the dollar index today as well. We'll see how this is impacted by stuff, but it's had a rebound and over the last couple of minutes, which is interesting because the market has as well. SPY at 395s. There we got scammers in the Discord. Yeah. Is there anything else better than Discord? I think Discord just loses its steam a little bit. Like I've tried to invest time in a trading Discord, but I realized that like Discord, like we can build it up, but I think most people just want to watch the streams regardless. Let's get our actual futures trading ready. So we had a little bit of a losing day yesterday. E-mini's right at 4K. The good news is that I can also keep this zoomed in. With the new StreamYard stuff, I can also keep it zoomed in, and I can actually move this to where I can do this instead. Like this. I think that makes it a little bit better. Lift up. Yeah, I cut lift, weeks and weeks ago. Maybe I could have stayed in it, but it looks like it was the right move. I think I would have broke even if I would have stayed in it, but I lost so much that it doesn't matter. Yeah, I feel you. All right, so we do have CB consumer confidence data today. Let's see if we get anything good, but market, I'm still in the SPY, but only a couple shares, and we might start looking to take the other direction, trade on the SPY if we can, but I think I just got to be patient. Yeah, Discord, there's so many scammers everywhere. Not just in mine, it's literally everywhere you go. No matter where you look, there's going to be scammers, unfortunately. And it is what it is, you know. But that's the real problem with it, for sure. And again, we are trading on Top Step today. If you want to try out the futures market, and again, if you're in day trading and you're trying to learn day trading, but you don't have a lot of money for a large account, one of the easier ways of entry is funded account programs, where basically they test your profitability. They give you a demo. The base package on Top Step, for instance, they give you a 50K demo account. If you could hit 3K on that demo without losing over 2K total or $1,000 a day, then they legitimately fund you once you pass their testing. $50,000 with a 90% split, and they pay out millions in actual withdrawals every year to their traders that are funded just like that. They fund thousands of traders a year. And again, I think most people are going to lose. Most people are not going to be able to get funded, but that's the point, is that it's so much cheaper to test yourself. If you're good enough, you pass it, you get funded. If you're not, you're losing much less than you would if you put up the money yourself. And so it's a much cheaper barrier of entry. Great way to help support the channel. It's called Top Step. Here's the link. Great way to help support the channel. Here, I'll post the link here if you want to help support your boy here. So we're rebounding a little bit here. I'm still in my SPY trade. I think I'm just going to let that sit. Disney pulling back some, but it's not a large enough pullback for me to really want to get interested in it. All right, so we got a dip. I'm going to see if we can break over 396. I think 396 is the biggest resistance level that I'm looking at. Finally getting a dip, but again, luckily we're only in a couple shares. Yeah, cards are pretty sketchy investments, though, regardless of who it is. You know, they're just sketchy investments. We could buy this pullback and look for a bounce. It's a large enough pullback to where I might get involved with it. But I got to wait. And we'll probably cut the rest of the trade break even on the SPY here. We're still break even on the last little bit. So we'll cut that. Yeah, we bought this little dip in future. See if we get a quick little pop back. Could add a little bit more to this. All right, we're flat here. I could add some more. It's only one contract. We still got about 15 minutes before the market opens. Completely neutral here. Yeah, y'all notice that. Slightly green. All right, we're green in this trade, not much. Maybe I could have added a little bit more. So we got a little bit of a rebound, not quite enough. I guess I could have stayed in my SPY trade. I got to bounce back up. A little rebound here. Again, not really enough. Sideways chop action. Y'all just be careful. We still got 14 minutes. All right, still making moves back up. Win is probably one of the nicest. Yeah, market sideways. Again, which is one of the reasons I'm trading pretty small. Like, we're slightly green here, but it's such a small trade, it doesn't matter. Still green. Slow day. I'm just waiting for later this week till we get a little bit more burst of action. We do have CB consumer confidence data coming out sometime soon, but all right, so we got the rebound here. I'm gonna go ahead and just unload this and just kind of wait. Again, we're slightly red on the day, but it's mostly neutral, in all honesty. I'm not investing in anything right now, personally. I gotta wait, you know. I need a large enough pullback for me to really want to get in. It depends on if you're investing. If you're investing, you can dollar cost average, and it's all good. But if you're trying to swing trade or something like that, buy up dips like I do, I don't know if it's quite the right time, you know. Yeah, here's the range. This is the only range I see. Hey, how you doing? Here, don't go over there and mess with this stuff right now. Here, can you do that later? Like, it's gonna, like, the signal that it's gonna pick up from that is gonna. Sorry, Carol's in here trying to mess with the printer. Would Sharp Prime be good for someone who really can only take swing trades? I mean, It could be. It depends. Depends on what your edge looks like and what you want it to look like. You can look at it with a 1 hour, 15-minute chart. You know. I think there's overall, like looking at everybody else, I think there's overall just lower views for the market. You know, I think there's less interested traders here. Which again kind of sucks, but you know, the market will eventually rebound back up, hopefully, and get more people interested. I think a lot of people are scared right now. The market has been very flat. If you look at like a 20-day chart, market's basically completely flat. You zoom out a little bit more, you look at like a 90-day chart. 90-day chart, the market's pretty flat. 90 days ago, the SPY was at 397s. Basically right where we're at now, within $1 of where we're at now, $1 or $2. If you look at a 180-day chart, the market's completely flat over the last 180 days. 180 days ago, the SPY was at 390, 386, 390. A little bit green over 180 days, but not by much. Look at a yearly chart. We're finally a little red, but that kind of shows the sideways action. Yeah, again, so today we're down. There's just no trading to do today, unfortunately, man. Like that's what it really is like I've taken a couple trades. We're basically flat, but it's just really hard to trade with such a low edge. There's no volatility. The liquidity's low too, even in futures. Like what's rare is like usually futures have more volatility than usually futures have a lot more liquidity than actual stocks, right? But even the futures market is looking pretty low liquid. Yeah. Yeah, definitely lower amount of trades. I wonder why. What changed over the weekend, I guess is the question. Are people scared of the market right now? I guess is one of the big things. And again, it's going to heat back up. Like last week, we had a great week. You know, like last week was fun, man. Last week, we had the Fed rate hike decision. You know, got thousands and thousands of people here. And every week's not going to be a super exciting week. This is one of the kind of really slow weeks, to be honest. But it's just because nothing else has been happening really in the market. But still, we're going to have a lot of. There's a little pop back up. We got a lot of stuff happening at the end of this week. So, like, today and tomorrow might still be slow. Hopefully we get some good stuff, but I'm not going to be upset if today and tomorrow is slow with regards to trading volume and activity. But Thursday is the big day this week. Thursday is probably the largest day. Thursday we have GDP data as well as jobless claims, all dropping Thursday. Very relevant for market activity. Hopefully it gives a little jolt to the market to wake it back up because the market's boring right now. In 35 minutes, we do have the CB consumer confidence data coming out, and that might be interesting to watch, but very slow right now. Who's losing big money on what? What are people losing on? Yeah, Silicon Valley Bank, did it resume? Let me see. No, it didn't resume. It might be, oh, it's worth $1. Didn't they sell it for $1, right? Yeah, Baba's been ripping up today. That's some good volatility. Baba just broke highs, man. Look at Baba. We could cover it. Here's Baba breaking highs all the way up to 96 bucks, basically $96. SPY's trying to jolt back up. I would just be very careful. Baba breaking highs again. Baba up to 96. I got a question here. So I got less sleep last night than I normally get. But I don't feel that tired. I know there's some people who can naturally get less sleep, but I've usually been one of those people who needs at least 7 hours. But I probably got like 5.5 last night, but I still feel all right. There's a bounce on the SPY. I wonder if it's just my natural sleep cycle. All right, here's the opening bell in about 2 minutes, guys. We got about 2 minutes until the open. All right, starting to rebound back up. There's the big rebound back up. Again, very sideways open. We got 30, 40 seconds to the opening bell, guys. Good luck, team. Hopefully we can make some money today. We do have CB consumer comp. Yeah, I might crash later. I'm going to get some sleep, though. All right, here's the opening bell, guys. Good luck. All right, there's the open. Got a solid rebound into the open. I'm going to buy this, which is very rare for me to buy like right after the open. We're going to take a little swing and see if we get something. The volatility is low, so I think if there's a day to take an opening bell trade, today might be the day. But we'll also cut it pretty fast too. Mostly Disney is what I take on my swing trades. Yeah, I guess we'll cut it. We lost like 12 bucks there. But no, my swing trades are mostly like Disney. I'm looking for blue chip healthy companies that I can sit on as long as I need to. So we tapped the VWAP and basically dumped down. All right, so we're trying here. All right, testing this low. We get a little pop up here, we'll short, but I'm gonna try to give it some time to see, make sure red to green move doesn't happen. Baba breaking up highs. I don't know if Baba, what's Baba's weight on the S&P? Is it listed on the S&P? I would assume it is, right? What's the weight of Baba on the S&P? Does anybody know? Yeah, I really don't know what the weight is of Baba. Somebody might help me out, but volatility is so light right now. We got a little bit of a green trade here, but it's not a huge one for sure. There we go. All right, we just scalped a little bit of the regular E-mini. We also got this trade, but I'm noticing how small the range is. But yeah, you can kind of see we just made a really nice. We shorted with the regular E-mini because I thought a breakdown might happen. So we're up about $101 into the opening bell on those two trades. I'll take it. Green. We'll see if we get another little pop back up to see if it treats us a little bit better. But yeah, I know Bob is a Chinese stock, so maybe. All right, so we made most of our money shorting just now. Too far down for me to really want to enter anything here. I think I just got to sit. No, Bob is not in the S&P 500. They only take native companies, is what it is, like U.S.-based companies. We're going to start buying some shares here, or some contracts. 2 contracts here. We'll add a little bit more if we get a rebound back up, which is ideal. It's what I prefer to happen. We'll take 4 or 5. All right, there's 5. That'll be the max. We're not going to take any more than that, and we're just going to hope for a fast rejection back down. I think we got to take a little bit larger range because the range is small today, but there's also a fairly large chance that we just get faked out. Big reversal. So we're going to go ahead and cut it. Yeah, I mean, luckily we had a cushion already, and so we're still green, but not by much. Luckily, I didn't do that on the regular E-mini. At this point in time, we're sideways, though. Maybe we rejected the VWAP here, but still risk, I think. Yeah. Just unknown right now. Not really any really big edge, I would say, at this point in time. Could do a red to green move, but not worth playing it. There's the rejection. Right at the volume weighted average price. Got a little bit of a rejection down there. Could shorten them to this maybe a little bit. Take 2 contracts there. See if we get that flush that we're looking for. Got a little bit of one. Not quite big enough for me to take profit here. I want to give it time. I like the up wick. I like the pattern here, but we also got into a good trade on the regular E-mini. Such a choppy day, though. Here's a flush right back down, so we're break even here. I want to give it time to actually break down, but it's kind of coin flippish right now, I would say. I don't know how big any directional pull might be. Yeah, I'm just gonna get out there. You can see our P&L. We're green on the day, but we're kind of going back and forth. We got about a 1.5 to 1 reward to risk ratio. We're up about $75. I'll take it, but just be careful, guys. You know. All right, we got CB consumer confidence about 20 minutes. I'm gonna start with 2 here. Small enough to where I can cut it and not be super worried about it if we do start to rip back over the VWAP here. But I got a feeling that we might pull back and test lows. But maybe I'm wrong. I could be wildly wrong. Don't copy me. I might have no idea what I'm doing. Might be wildly wrong about everything. Yeah, and it looks like I was. So again, here's the graph on the day if you want to see it. But yeah, why is the NASDAQ falling like it is? Wow, look at the NQ here, guys. Look at the NQ. It's very rare that it trends like wildly different than the SPY. Look at the NASDAQ. And the SPY's going up. So very strange day. NASDAQ moving up, SPY moving down. Or no, back. Yeah. NASDAQ moving down, SPY moving up. Very strange. Look at the NASDAQ. Yeah, I mean, I'm watching it, but here's the SPY, basically, the E-mini. mean, the trend is up. I guess I'll buy a contract here, but what's with the volume today, man? It's very strange. The last couple days has just been dead in terms of volume and activity. Like somehow we're green today, but yeah, I'm just getting faked out left and right. Market's completely sideways. Again, the NASDAQ is tanking here, which is very strange. Like, here's the NASDAQ. If you want to see the symbol, it's NQM3. At least it's giving volatility. I might pivot to trading that if we can, but yeah. All right, here's a heat map. Go away. There we go. All right, so tech is what it looks like. Is this from today or before? Amazon green, Google down, Microsoft down, Apple down, Nvidia down, QCOM down, Intel down, AMD down, Cisco down. A few other tech stocks are down, but it doesn't. What sparked? It looks like it's mostly opening bell weakness from NASDAQ, which is strange. No, the data is coming out in about 15 minutes. So like the data is mostly going to be out in a couple minutes, about 15 minutes, and we'll stream it live here. So we'll show you guys what the data is when it comes out. And again, if you want to check out Top Step, this is day trading futures, essentially like day trading stocks, but there's no PDT restrictions. You can day trade short and futures without restriction. And you can trade the NASDAQ, you can trade the SPY, which is really what moves all the other large caps. And so it's the easiest way to gain exposure to day trading without needing 25K with the PDT rule. And the easiest way to get started is through a funded account program called Top Step. Top Step is the most legit futures funded program in the world. They give you a demo, they test your skill. If you pass it, they fund you between 50 to 150K with a 90% split. So the reward is almost equal to what you would get if you put up your own money, but you're taking substantially less risk, and that's the point. Most traders are going to lose this, but again, that's kind of the point, is that most traders lose money, and it's a lot cheaper to lose on Top Step, but you're still testing your skill, you're still building skill. You get 20% off if you use my link. Great way to help support your boy here. Here's the link. Check it out. They are a sponsor of mine. I'm certainly biased in their favor, but yeah, check them out. Market is completely sideways and flat right now, though. I'm not really finding an easy time finding trades. NASDAQ is down pretty large at the open. It's not a huge drop, but what's weird today is relative to the SPY. You know, SPY is not really down a ton relative to the NASDAQ. It's just down. NASDAQ is down much more. NASDAQ has basically been an obvious downward trend, where the SPY is looking kind of flat, a little bit green since the open. There's a market maybe breaking up, but we just sold a little bit more. Got out on a trade on the SPY, but at the E-mini. Starting to finally rip up, break some highs. That's a better looking chart than before. The only worry is that this is going to retrace and it's going to stay choppy. That's the only risk here, I think. Is that like if it retraces back down, it could get rough. Yeah, see if the market pops back. Again, we're trying. It looks like a good little cup and handle, but this doesn't always mean good, you know. Get my other headphones here. Where they at? There they go. Yeah, so again, like I told you guys, the risk was that we retrace back down because it's a choppy day, and that's how I'm able to see that. We basically we basically called this exact thing. So if you guys remember, we basically called this exact thing. We told you guys we could potentially retrace back down, and that's exactly what we got. Does Lululemon have earnings today? Really? They're not really big enough for me to cover, to be honest. When are Lulu? Oh, there they go. We got Walgreens earnings too. We got MU earnings, Dave and Buster earnings. Such a choppy day, though, man. Y'all just be careful. Looking at other earnings, I don't think we have anything. We got like MU earnings this evening. Again, not quite big enough for me to stream, I don't think. Let me look. Yeah, I could cover MU earnings. I don't know. I don't think it'll be large enough. The market's kind of sideways. Let's see if we can break out the top of this range. Let me get the music playing too here. My bad, guys. We do have CB consumer confidence data dropping in about 10 minutes. So just be careful in 10 minutes. I don't know how much it's going to impact everything, and we'll see if it does. But yeah, the whole volume today is just strange, in all honesty, man. Like the volume today is light. There's just nothing going on. I don't know. I think it could be something where consumer confidence it measures the level of confidence consumers have in the economy. When consumers are optimistic, they spend more. When they're less optimistic, they spend less, and that influences inflation, but also recession fears. So higher means more confidence, lower means less confidence. And again, I don't know how the market's going to react. I truly don't. Yeah, there's been light volume for sure. So we're starting to bounce up a little bit in some stuff. So yeah, I bet you he's upset now. Yeah, just a little lesson, guys. If the first thing you say is something negative, I've never seen you before, you're probably gonna get banned. Uh, but it's all love here, you know. I'll hate you forever, but it's all love here. Starting to move back up a little bit. We'll see if it continues. You know, after checking his history, I'm gonna unban him. It might be a mistake, but I don't know if that wasn't his first time posted, and he said some other stuff. So I'll be easy on him and unban him. There goes the market starting to bounce back. Yeah, I'm just kind of sideways here. I've been kind of stopping trading as much. Yeah, we got the release in 5 minutes. Yeah, we're gonna stream consumer confidence data for sure. We'll stream it. Maybe the market's waiting to react to consumer confidence. Possible, I guess. We got 4 minutes though. No, there's no Fed speaking. There might be some Fed speaking. I don't know, but we got Lagarde speaking at 9:15, but she's already speaking, I think. All right, guys, we got about 3 minutes before consumer confidence data comes out. We'll see if it's good, but hey guys, so I'm trying to look at a way to check market volume day by day to see the differences. Yeah, dude. I'm looking at the SPY. I guess I could effectively just put up a daily chart here. Yeah, dude. Yesterday had so much lower volume. Or no. Yesterday had lower volume than we've had in a market day in 3.5 weeks. Maybe longer than that. So the last day that was actually lower than yesterday was February 15th. That was the last time we had lower market volume than we had yesterday. That was February 15th. And even, yeah, that was the last time. All right, guys, 2 minutes. And again, check out Top Step if you haven't already. If you want to day trade without taking on the risk, if you want to test your skill, it really is like, think about it like this, right? Say you want to take some, say you think you're ready to scale up your size, right? And you want to scale up your size, but you want to make sure you're ready. You can take the challenge, the Top Step challenge. If you pass it, you can get funded, and then you know you're ready to scale up. The base one's $140 a month, so it's very cheap. If you lose, it's not the end of the world. Great test of your skill. Or say you want to day trade, but you don't have 25K and you're restricted by the PDT rule. You can day trade the S&P 500. You can day trade the NASDAQ. You can day trade the S&P 500. No PDT rule in futures. And again, you can either put up 10 or 15,000 in futures yourself. And if you lose, you're down thousands. Or you can try Top Step out, which is a funded account program. Base package is 130 something a month if you use my link and get 20% off. Super cheap. If you lose, it's not the end of the world, but if you're good enough to pass it, you still keep 90% of your profit. And so it's literally the best of both worlds. It's the easiest barrier of entry to get involved with day trading in any market, in my opinion. And Top Step is the most legit. They've been around for over a decade. They fund thousands a year. They they pay out millions in actual withdrawals. I'm pretty sure it's available in the UK. All right, guys, 30 seconds here, team. 30 seconds before we got CB consumer confidence data out. 30 seconds. Wish us luck. Again, we are going to throw it in sub-only mode, so if you have not already, hit that sub button, hit the notification bell. We got CB consumer confidence data. We are ready. We got multiple windows up. So again, sub if you haven't already, guys. We're going to throw it in sub-only mode. And so the CB consumer confidence data, we are ready here. 101 is what's expected, and it showed up at, let's see. Waiting for it. Market hasn't really reacted too much. Yeah, they're still late in a little bit. Okay, there we go. So CB consumer confidence. So they had the Richmond Fed manufacturing index data drop. Looks like they're a little slow on the CB consumer confidence data. Yeah, this is one of the ones where my sources is just late. Very rare. I don't see it anywhere, though, so it's not just my source. I think it's everywhere. Market has finally reacted negatively to it. Look at that. So finally the data came out, it looks like. Came in at 104. 104.20. So yeah, you can see the whole market had a delayed reaction. So 104.20 for CB consumer confidence. So again, it wasn't just me. The whole, like, they were late in releasing it. But 104.20 versus 101. So higher than expected consumer confidence. Let's see how this affects the market. Again, 104.20 versus 101, higher than expected consumer confidence. We'll see how this affects everything. But again, hit that subscribe button. The expectational number was 101. There's the data right there on the bottom of the screen. You can check it out. Again, we'll see how this reacts to the market. We'll see how this responds, how the market responds to this data here. So far, it doesn't look like it loves it. But it does. I think that is positive that they're having higher than expected consumer confidence. So, yeah. Higher than expected consumer confidence. Interesting. Again, we got one more slow day, and then after that, Thursday, the craziness starts again. Friday, the craziness starts. There's the market liking it, honestly, right now. Starting to rebound back up. Let's see if it's enough to drag the market up. But higher consumer confidence could mean a lot of things. Here's the nuance of it is that when consumer confidence is higher, people spend more. Is more spending going to mean more optimism regarding recession fears, or is more spending going to mean more pessimism regarding inflation fears? Is the question. And again, I don't know. Um, but I think that's the one question we have to ask is what does more spending mean here? And I don't know. Hopefully it means some bounce backs in market. I hope the market rebounds here. The market is down on the day. So, I mean, maybe we get some rebounds back up, but we'll see. Banking fears, yeah. Barr speaking right now regarding banks. Consumer confidence, again, consumer confidence is relevant to spending in the overall market and economy. That's the big reason it's important is because it's related to spending in the markets. So higher confidence equals more spending, which also means less recession fears. But again, it means more spending overall. That's the nuance of it to understand. So yeah, again, if you want to check out Top Step, great way to help support the channel. They are a sponsor of mine. So again, I'm definitely biased in their favor, but I think this is the easiest way to test your trading skill without taking on like a ton of risk. So again, great way to help support the channel. Great way to help support us. Check out Top Step. I'll put the link in the description. Link is also in the chat. And yeah, we'll see if the market rebounds back up. Also, guys, another one of my sponsors, and again, I'm biased in their favor, of course, but another one of my sponsors is called Chart Prime. It's a trading view indicator service. So you can use it on stocks, crypto, Forex, futures, any market. And again, if you want to test your skill, try out Top Step. Top Step is a funded program. So it's the easiest way to get started. Like most day traders lose. So you can either put the money up yourself and potentially and most likely lose that in the beginning of day trading, or you could take a funded account program, have a limited risk, still have some pressure on you to succeed. They give you a demo if you can hit the target. They fund you if you can pass their testing. And it's just a lower risk profile than putting up 15K. Don't get greedy. Almost all day traders lose, and this is the cheapest way to lose in the beginning, but still have some pressure, still have a chance to succeed. So again, if you want to check them out, here's the link. But again, check out Chart Prime. The other sponsor of mine is called Chart Prime, Trading View Indicator Service. Super useful for traders, in all honesty, because what Chart Prime does is it's a trading view indicator service. So they'll give you a demo. And if you can hit the target on their demo while following their rules, they'll fund you between sorry, getting my plugs mixed up. Chart Prime is a trading view indicator service. So you can use it in stocks, crypto, Forex, futures. And again, we try to keep most of the plugs to the end of the stream. In the first few hours, we don't plug anything because we try to keep that plug free. And so just like the radio, we have maybe one plug on average every 45 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour. And so we try to keep the plugs to the very end, but check out Chart Prime. So like here's an hourly chart, right? So every candlestick on this chart represents an hour. And number one, I can't guarantee you're going to make money. They're a sponsor of mine and they pay me money. But like, look at this. I can't fake this. Look, reversal up literally at the very bottom. They gave the reversal signal and you get a huge bounce. Reversal down up here. Nice drop. Reversal up down here, literally at the very bottom again. You get a nice bounce. Look at this bearish engulfing candle. Literally at the very top, you get a nice drop down there. So very, very useful in that regard. And so that could be powerful, in my opinion, guys. That could be powerful. If we look at it on like a 1 minute basis, let me put this up here too. Let's look at a 1 minute basis. See what they look like. Let me zoom in here. Let's see when they gave the reversal signals here. Let's let it load. And yeah, look at this. On a 1 minute basis, it can be really powerful as well. So they gave you this reversal signal literally at the opening bell right there. Boom. Look at their oscillator too. So it rejected. Reversal up signal literally at the very bottom. Bounce. Reversal down signal. You get a couple minutes of bear action as well. So again, I can't fake that. They also automatically document supported resistance. They show you candlestick momentum as well. So like you can use them for candlestick momentum. So like look at this right here. So bullish engulfing candle. It showed you that bullish engulfing candle. You get a bounce over the next like hour. So that could be powerful, guys. That could be powerful. Again, I can't guarantee you're going to make money, but can be useful. It's $35 a month for Chart Prime as well. So very, very cheap. Check them out. And yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close it down. Slow day. I don't feel like getting stuck and so there's the link for Chart Prime if you want to check it out. Most day traders lose. Not a great marketing statement. I disagree, Steele. I think it's actually a great marketing statement, to be honest. I think it's actually the truth, which is an objective truth. It's not even like a subjective thing. A large majority of day traders lose money. My channel is not purely based around day trading. If you think that, you haven't been paying attention. Like, we day trade, we swing trade. I'm honestly a better swing trader than I am a day trader, by far a better swing trader than I am a day trader. Uh, and my swing trades have been incredibly accurate. The last one was SQ in the high 50s. It's at like 60 something right now. Uh, and so, yeah, the point is that my swing trading is noticeably better than my day trading. But we also day trade here as well. And again, I'm going to be honest with traders and tell them most day traders lose money. This is the truth, right? So you can either lose money on a funded account and limit your risk, or you can try to put up 20K yourself and risk that and lose some of that. But again, I'm not saying all day traders. You can make a ton of money day trading. You can also lose a ton of money. And I think it makes perfect sense in the beginning to use a funded account program and test your skill that way, instead of putting up 15,000 yourself and risking that. I think that's just an obvious thing. And of course, people lose the funded account programs. They get mad. But like, in the end, that's the truth. I'd rather be real and honest. And again, still be able to promote sponsors, which I'm doing. Again, if I didn't think Top Step was genuinely useful, again, it comes from experience. When I first started trading, I lost thousands of dollars in the first week. And this is not just unique to me specifically. This is almost all traders are losing that much money in the beginning. A large majority of them. The only one that are claiming to not are usually trying to sell you a course of some sort, because they have to pretend to be more profitable than they ultimately are. And so the point in that is that in the beginning, you can either test your skill with real money, which is just kind of sketchy. You're going to, what new trader has risk management skills? Not many that I know of. Or you could test yourself with a funded program. And I think the latter makes way more sense, in my opinion. But hey, it's a subjective thing. Good luck. Love you all. Y'all be good. We'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys. Have a good day. Again, we will be back tomorrow. It's a slow day today. We're finally getting some rips up right now, but most of the day has been slow, and that's all right. Hopefully we get some better momentum for the rest of the day. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Y'all be good.